That's just an example of the gossip tag.
I like your shirt, Alec.
Thank you.
That is a good shirt.
That's a shirt I would wear, and it also looks like it's my size. So that's.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that's his shirt.
Exactly.
You remember that time you took your shirt off at one of the open mics? That's the
Oh,
you threw it
yeah,
into the
yeah.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish. I thought the only person that remembered that was Max Peterson's camera roll. And
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to All the Marbles, where the stakes have never been higher. This week on the podcast, we've got returning Curtis Braxdale. Alec Merch, also returning. And Kyle Cumberland, also returning. All local comics. You all ostensibly know who they are, except for those of you who are new, which is why we said their names at the top of this. Blah, 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 blah. Anybody have any points of order, concerns, stories before we dive into the cards? Or blah, blah, blah?
no points of concern.
Nice.
Yeah.
Deeply apathetic this week on the podcast. We love to see it. Okay, I'm gonna kick things off with one of our new cards, which Maggie has written for this show. They're complete the statement cards. They're very fun. Hey Kyle.
Yes.
Complete the statement. When I'm down, I count on blank to cheer me up.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a substance. It doesn't have to be a person.
Yeah. I'm down. Who I count on? Just people in general,
Okay.
maybe.
Nice. You got like a top three? Do you have like?
What is my pastor doing?
You a Whitney Wright kind of guy? You a Danny Jensen kind of guy? What are you? Tiffany Watson, Brandy Love, the people that you count?
You can't ask him questions like this. I
Mia
mean,
Khalifa.
he's a respectable man of God. He would
Who
never
are
do such a-
those?
Riley Reid.
It took me 4 in, and then you said something. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We're venturing.
So it
into-
took 4 for Kyle. So that's
Yeah,
that's
it's
interesting.
like,
That's
you didn't bring up
noteworthy.
Gianna Dior, but it's okay. I'll let it slide.
Fair enough.
It's okay.
We have different algorithms. It's all right.
Oh, I don't use an algorithm.
So you rely on people. What does that mean to you? So like you when you find yourself feeling especially down, where's that outlet?
Actually, no. I'll rephrase my answer. Because
Okay.
actually, when I am feeling down, the last thing I want to do is talk to people. Most
Interesting.
of the time.
Gotcha.
So I guess the thing that keeps me is alone time. Being just
Bottle
time.
it up. Yes.
Just I just
let it build.
let it fester a little bit.
Turn it into vendettas against people without them knowing.
Yeah, because he's thinking about people
Yeah,
while
yeah.
he's alone.
Yeah.
It cheers him up because he's like, those fuckers must miss me.
They haven't texted yet. But they miss me.
Well, they're still in the denial phase of their grief over my absence.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
as soon as they get to bargaining, that phone will start ringing any day now. Yeah, it'll be good. Curtis, I think it's your turn to draw a card. if that's-
Okay. This is best.
Best cards. Questions about the best of things. Yeah.
I will. Let me think. Okay, Alec. Best fictional best friend.
Nice.
Best fictional best friend.
Double best.
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Mm.
Okay.
Whose
Yes.
best friend was he? Who is he attached to?
Oh, I
as
thought
a
you were
best friend?
saying
Oh, like
for
you would
me.
want him to be a best friend. That's a valid way to answer the
Okay.
question too. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
how, that's how I interpreted.
So
Okay.
what would you and Roger Rabbit be up to if you were best friends?
Dude, that's a fucking cartoon. Why would you want to not hang out with the cartoon?
That's true. But
That'd
like,
be
what
pretty
kinds of things
cool.
are you doing? Why are you choosing the cartoon? What are you doing?
Also, Jessica Rabbit. That's...
Yeah, but I was going to rebuttal with
Roger
why
Rabbit
not
as a best
Jessica
friend
Rabbit.
as an in to the. I don't want to. Well, because he doesn't want to be friend zoned by Jessica Rabbit.
True.
He wants to be friends with Roger Rabbit.
That's a good.
So that he's got an in to
Best anime
build something
betrayal.
new with Jessica.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, we could fight crime and stop that guy from killing all the tunes from
Yeah.
Toonville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a wild movie.
So you would have a
Toonvilles.
best friend and then just replay the plot of the movie that he's from. you got to think he's being like this again. God, every single time. I'm known for one thing.
Well, you got a time machine. It's like he inserts himself into the movie itself and
Gotcha,
befriends
gotcha.
Roger. Because then he knows. There's an element of control of like he knows who the person is, so he can be helping Roger because Roger still doesn't know any of this stuff. But he's like this very helpful new person that Roger's like, oh, I like this guy. I want him around. You know.
Yeah, I would like a world where humans can interact with 2D cartoons, but
Yeah.
not for any of the reasons stated in that movie. Be more private.
Gotcha. I feel like there's a lot of implicit in that movie for the.
Yeah.
Everybody go watch Cool World.
They should speaking of like remakes and reboots, they should
Okay.
remake, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it's
Get
just,
Danny DeVito in
it's
there as
just
the detective.
hentai, it's just anime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun. That'd be fun.
Okay, Alec, I think it's
it
your
might be
turn to
Alec's
draw.
card, yeah.
Sweet. I will do this one.
First cards.
The first time. Wait, is this
You can ask it of anybody.
ask somebody? Okay.
Yeah, ask a person. Yeah.
Taylor.
Okay.
The first time you realized your parents don't know everything / aren't perfect.
First time I realized my parents didn't know everything / weren't perfect. Probably the first time that I was like, "Hey, what's this thing?" And they were like, "I don't know. Why are you asking us this? You're in the back of a car. We'll be home soon. Stop bothering us." I was like, "Oh, okay, well." Not ideal, but I'm 4, so I'm not gonna complain too much because I need to eat later. You know, like you don't wanna bite the hand that shushes you before it feeds you.
This is a side topic question.
Let's
Did
go.
you guys, as a baby, do you guys ever have those? I keep trying to ask everybody this, and nobody remembers it. It's a little mesh bag with a lid on it,
Okay.
and you would put fruit in like the mesh bag, and it would give it to a baby, and they would just chew on the bag and get the juice.
Huh. Never had.
Did nobody have?
I don't
this?
remember that.
No.
Maybe I had it.
Ani?
Comment below if you guys. Ani, did you ever have a mesh bag that your parents put fruit in and handed you the bag that was now sealed, and you chew on the mesh bag and you get the fruit juice out of it? Nope.
Beautiful
Right.
description.
Because-
That's exactly what I was imagining.
Here's the deal. You've asked me this before. The answer is no. The answer will remain no. But it is crazy because, like, the way you're describing it's like I cannot even imagine this product.
It's really interesting. Yeah. That's
It's a
innovative.
hard thing to. It's like, why would this
It's a hard
exist?
sell. Yeah.
Why would this ever?
It seems germ filled.
It does.
Like.
Well,
and
it's-
also,
okay,
at what point?
you
'cause
wash the
this,
bag.
At what? Like, this feels like something you'd give a toddler.
Yes,
But you're saying like
As a
I was
baby.
8.
no.
Wait.
Okay.
How old
Well,
are
I'm
you?
saying it's clearly marketed towards like people like babies who don't have teeth who can't
Yeah.
like chew an apple.
Yeah.
But did I use it well past that? It's like a binky. You're supposed to stop using it instantly, but you use it up until you're like 7.
How
and
old are
gotta-
you when
take
you're-
it out to go to school?
So 7. So how old are you in your most latest memory of using this thing?
I don't know. I mean, like probably like 4.
Okay.
Like
gotcha.
like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Third year of
Fourth
university.
year,
That's
yeah.
what I meant.
Nice.
No, it's just a fun thing
That is
to do.
interesting.
Just
Yeah.
chew on a mesh bag, get juice out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you know when you like.
Sounds like something you'd see like old people without teeth using with like the jars of like fermented fruits that your grandparents, all of our grandparents had.
Feel
above
free to
their-
recreate
above
this
their
product at
refrigerators.
home.
Yeah,
Take a mesh
and you have
bag.
the boozy peaches that the old people without the teeth, they just put it in the mesh bag and then just and they get fucked up. That'd be fun.
You ever try to like drink?
Etsy.
You ever try to drink through your shirt and realize it doesn't work? Like you ever do dumb stuff like that?
Wait, what?
Try to like drink through your shirt. Next question. Whose turn is it? Kyle, you want to try a card?
It's Kyle's
All
card.
right. What
Does
is
anyone
the?
want water or iced tea?
Ooh,
I'll-
I could take a water.
I'll take an iced tea actually. Thank you.
Kyle?
I'm good. Thank you though. Explain to me
Those
what
are
the death is.
worsts cards. Questions about the
Worst,
worsts
okay.
of things.
The
Yeah.
worst.
There's also some thumbs on some of them that are thumbs downs. Depending on the orientation. It's,
Omnidirectional.
special thanks to Maggie Harris for making all the cards.
Shut up.
I'm gonna ask this one to Curtis because
Nice.
he has a lot of this experience, and I feel like he'll be able to tell us. Curtis, what is the worst restaurant experience you've ever had?
Okay. I don't like the way that question was framed, but I have a definitive. I have one that I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, well,
Yes, it was in Applebee's in Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Or either Wisconsin or Iowa. I think I was on the way to Wisconsin from Kansas City.
Gotcha.
It was in 2019,
Okay.
late 2019. My dad had been deployed in Kuwait, and he was there for a year, and it was about 6 months in, and he had to fly home. So I hadn't seen him for 6 months because he was overseas, and he had to fly home to Wisconsin to meet with the unit of the military that was replacing his. So the people that were taking over his responsibilities, he had to meet with them and make sure that they were on page with what they had to do and whatever. So he had been gone 6 months. flew home to Wisconsin, was going to stay there for like a day and then fly all the way back to Kuwait. So we hadn't seen him 6 months. We're like, oh, family road trip. We're going to drive to Wisconsin, see him at like one place for like 30 minutes, and then he's going to go. But we hadn't seen him 6 months. So it was well worth it. On the way to Wisconsin, it was late one night. The only thing open was an Applebee's in the middle of Iowa, I believe.
Nice.
And I ordered the it was a mac and cheese. It was like a chicken strip mac and cheese combination.
Yeah.
If you go to Applebee's, I don't after this experience, but if you go to Applebee's, you'll know which menu I'm talking about.
Get yours today.
And I ordered it. The whole plate was cold, by the way. It was like cold macaroni noodles with like I could tell it was like string cheese that hadn't fully melted, then chicken strips that were undercooked, and then literal just maple syrup poured on top of it, and then like burnt bacon bits in it.
Jesus.
It was like, I was like, this is a crime. What's being
How did
served
the
to me.
bacon bits get burnt when everything was so cold?
It was
the
like
hell?
it
Why
was.
was there maple syrup?
I don't know.
Because it's maple
I
bacon.
don't know.
Chicken.
It was fucking awful, and it was to the point where, and it was when I ordered it, the waitress was like, "Ooh, that's my favorite," and I was like, and I'm sitting there waiting for my food to come, thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a hot." I'm about to go see my dad. We're in Iowa. It's an Applebee's. I hate Applebee's, but we're here. We're living it. Worst. I mean, like to the point where like I wish that I could like have other people experience that meal today, because it's worse than whatever you're thinking. It's worse than that. And I ordered it from a chain restaurant. Usually you think it's like, oh, a little fucked up hole in the wall. No, this is a chain restaurant that fucked up my life like that.
I love the idea of like in 8 years you're selling this special VR experience that everyone can have on their Neurolinks, where it's your Applebee's chicken strips.
I'm selling a not a fan fiction
Yeah.
of Applebee's.
Anti-fan fiction.
Yeah, anti-fan. Yeah, no, it was an Applebee's. It was like macaroni, chicken, bacon concoction. But yeah, it just had. I'm like, maple syrup was not in the item description, because I remember when I got it, I go, wow, that looks like they just drizzled maple syrup over it. And I was like, why is that there? And then I tasted it. I was like, oh yeah, that's maple syrup on a cold cheesy noodle. It was gross.
Iowans.
They don't do it right.
Yep.
They don't. They can't. Apparently.
That's why I don't like Caitlin Clark, not because she's white.
Well, if you have to say it.
Thank
Alec.
you, Ani, by the way.
Yes.
This is a first date card. Questions that you might ask of somebody on a first date. How do you react when someone disagrees with you?
If a girl asked me this on a date, I would immediately start disagreeing with her on everything.
I mean, if it's something trivial,
Yeah.
I think you can just move past it.
Gotcha.
But
Like-
if it's something like,
My favorite color's blue, and you're like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. If it's something like you fundamentally don't agree with,
Yeah.
then probably just.
Let's say you're on a
Yeah.
date with someone, and it comes up in the conversation that they're a flat earther.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
what's
would
your-
not talk to them again.
Really?
Ever.
Okay. Well, how are
Yeah.
you going to navigate through the rest of that conversation, though, while you're at this Applebee's?
Yeah, I'd probably just switch the conversation to something else.
Okay,
They would
interesting.
they're probably coming from like a religious standpoint of
What a
with
broad
flat earth-
generalization. Attack on the religious people. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, they could be coming from that standpoint. I mean, that's all I've seen,
Yeah.
I guess, from flat earthers.
But you'd be mostly
Yeah.
non-confrontational
I
toward the
haven't-
thing itself,
yeah.
switch the lanes of the conversation, and then just block them on everything, leaving the Applebee's.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I haven't seen any scientists, say that they're
Yeah.
flat earthers. That'd be kind of weird.
They're few and far between. Is what
Yeah.
yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh.
I would take the exact opposite stance. I would immediately start disagreeing with them in the most confrontational, comic way possible, and then
Harass
when
them
they-
on
when-
all platforms.
yeah,
for
when
the
they
rest of
try
time.
and change the topic,
Yeah.
keep calling back to how dumb they are for thinking that original thing that I disagree with.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
kind of one of the things I do.
Based.
Kind of like an alpha move, actually.
Yeah.
Sigma. but-
Sigma.
I'd say it's alpha.
Intellectual mogging. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta
You go-
flex that brain at people.
I go, oh, what? That's your favorite thing in the menu? You should be burned at the stake, alive. Yeah.
I think it's your card, Curtis.
Is it my turn?
It
Okay, I'm gonna go. What is this one?
Potpourri cards, which just means stuff.
Stuff. Alec, assign a most likely to superlative to all players, including yourself.
Mm.
Let's do it.
What does that mean?
Like in high school yearbooks where
Most
they give
likely
everyone like
to
a, this
blank.
person's most likely to succeed,
Be
most likely
president.
to kill their mother, things like that.
Apply with all of us.
Be late to their own wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So you gotta do that to everybody at the table,
Mm.
including
Late to
you.
their own. Late to their own. Late to their own.
I like that some of these are like answer this question. Other ones it's like do a chore. Think of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel.
Certified page report.
I feel like Kyle would most likely be the first one to complain in like a grocery line.
Okay.
Lane 4 has been flying. Lane 7 is at a standstill. Can we please wrap it up?
Gladys, speed it up, honey.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Have any of you seen the show A Bit of Fry and Laurie, the Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry sketch show they had for a while?
No.
I like the idea of like a
I know those
sketch with
people, though.
Curtis and Kyle. They're like sports commentators, but they're commentating on the checkout lines at a grocery store.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Alec is the special needs guy bagging the groceries. Like,
Yeah.
hey.
That'd be easy.
Eggs on bottom.
They see a
I can do
shoplifter,
that.
it'd just be a good time. Yeah.
That's a role I can play.
He's running.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be fun. So Kyle's the most likely to complain in the grocery aisle.
Okay.
Mm.
What do we got? What do we got for
That
the
was a
rest
good
of
one.
us?
By the way, very
is fun.
creative.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle is a Karen at heart. So that is.
Yeah. Taylor, I feel like you would be most likely to have a very successful career in IT.
Gotcha. I can't code, but thank you.
Yes.
So Kyle's a Karen, and Taylor is successful
Curtis.
in a work from home job.
Yeah. Successful doing not what we're doing now.
Curtis.
You sure it wasn't successful, Pun? You sure it wasn't
I feel like you
I
could
do IT
be,
for Rogan's podcast.
You could be
Hold up, Taylor.
like the things that stunt guys fall on.
Most likely to be a inflatable pillow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I'll take that. I'll catch a Ryan Reynolds.
Hell yeah.
And what would
Stunt-
you?
What's your most likely to?
Give us your.
Most likely to
Appear on a list. Sorry. It could, any list.
catch squirrels.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. If all four of us were like placed in a yard and told, okay, don't come back until you've caught a squirrel, yeah, you're probably back in the house
number one.
first. Yeah.
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 Do you chase them or do you like lay traps?
He's a trapper. Look at him. He's a trapper. The only way he got here was a carrot on a stick.
They chase him.
He let
Yeah.
him guide the way.
Nice. I think it's your card, Alec.
Sweet. I'm gonna do this flag one.
Complete the statement.
Complete the statement. I be gay if it weren't. I be gay if it weren't for.
Something.
You're supposed to ask somebody, by the way.
Oh.
No, just
Oh.
remind you the process of the game.
Well. Wait. Why is it complete a statement?
Well, you're telling someone to complete the statement.
Okay. Kyle.
Yes.
I'd be gay if it weren't for.
The Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the burning in hell.
If it weren't for my attraction to boobs and butts and
I've got boobs, buddy.
not the ones I like. Start running through the list again, Taylor. I think I'll no.
Also,
Yeah, I don't know.
Clover, Baltimore.
Asking somebody why they're not gay and them saying boobs and butt sounds like the most homophobic answer. Boobs and butt.
Well, it's like, what am I? It's like,
I know.
I'd be
Kenzie
gay if it
Madison.
weren't- I'd be gay.
Kenzie Reeves.
I'd be gay if it weren't for.
Sydney Sweeney.
Exactly. Like, I'd be gay if it weren't for season 4 Modern Family Julie Bowen. What you know about prime Julie Bowen? What you know about PJB?
Prime Jessica Rabbit, as we stated earlier.
Hell yeah.
Ah,
Olivia Rodrigo.
yeah, she's very attractive as well.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And I listen to her
She can
music.
ride my rod. Rodrigo. Anybody?
Oh, we got it.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
I was delayed. That's pretty good. Cal, I think we're on your card.
No,
Okay.
he's still-
Unless you're still.
Whoa.
Wait, are you still pondering? Are you still pondering, or were you getting
This-
caught by your?
I was
fantasy
getting
football?
caught. And
You're
I
still
was
lying
trying
about not being gay.
to- So, are the
If
worst?
it wasn't for fantasy football.
Are the worst in? Okay.
Yeah, they're all worst cards. Yeah,
This is kind of a.
it's a thumbs down to Alec and Curtis.
Let's do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do worst again.
Okay.
Wait, what's this?
Crystal ball cards. Questions about the future.
Oh, I like that. We'll look. Okay, and I asked this to someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask it to Alec.
Nice.
Alec, this one's for you. Will a cure for cancer be found in the next 20 years? Think on it.
Yeah. I sure hope so. But then my grandpa, who beat my grandma, wouldn't have died.
Yeah. Well, if it's found in the next 20 years, he's still
Yeah.
dead. He's
Yeah.
still super dead.
He's dead for sure.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you're pro curing cancer, for the record?
Yes.
Nice.
Very much so.
Based. Hell yeah, brother.
I would argue we've already found the cure for cancer. We've already found the cure for all
Boobs.
bodily injuries. AI. It's going to replace us.
AI?
We
Interesting.
don't need
Yeah.
human forms anymore.
Right. As soon as these organic computers, man. That's the problem. The problem is, we can put ourselves on a computer, and then we find out, the best computers run off of organic material. And then we're back in bodies. We get out of bodies just to get back into new bodies that will probably still get cancer sometimes, but it's all good. It's all good. Maybe we'll use those vegan computers that are made out of mushrooms. It's fine.
Can't believe it's not a computer.
I can't believe it's not a computer. Alec, should a man always pay on the first date? What about lesbian, gay, and non-binary dates?
That's good.
You're doing some hard thinking for us this episode.
We ask every question now.
What's the deal?
So let's start with the heteronormative relationships.
Yeah.
First dates. If it's a dude and a lady, should the
Yeah.
dude always be paying for the first date?
I think not always. It's
Okay.
definitely respectable.
Yeah.
With ladies, I don't know how you would work that out. Lesbian couples,
Yeah.
probably the one.
Arm
who's-
wrestle for it.
Yeah, or maybe they could scissor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll a D20. They've got one
Yeah.
on them.
Nice.
Also with gays, I would just assume it would probably be the more masculine
Okay.
one.
Wait, hang on.
Tops
So,
pay on
so
the
with,
first day.
hang on. So with gay relationships, you're like, okay, obviously, just the more masculine one pays.
Yeah,
And then you're like,
obviously.
I don't know how lesbians are gonna figure it out, though. I don't
Well,
know.
they're both
Could you just
such
have the
forces
most
of
masculine
testosterone.
lady?
But
have
also,
the-
what if the gay couple is like a WWE tag team where they're both just like behemoths of alpha, like, you know?
You have to have some kind of
Like you said, tops. I guess
test of
the top-
masculinity
the
that they
top
both.
page.
Yeah.
I
think
so
it-
what's the test? Yeah, that's,
Oh.
good. That's good.
Gays just dine and dash. Nobody pays.
I think that should be the non-binary option. The non-binaries should be dining and dashing.
Yeah.
They're like, did I pay or not? Stop forcing me into these dualities,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
What's important is that we ate.
What is money? Money is a social construct.
Yeah.
So I'm not leaving this place.
Curtis, I think it's your card.
Okay. I'll go this here.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna ask Alec this because I haven't been on a pod with Alec. I asked this question. The first time you fell in love.
Ooh. First time you fell in love.
I would say that it was 2017.
Year of our Lord.
No,
Yeah.
BC.
But I met this girl at Luce Park, and we were kind of getting to know each other before then. And I remember giving her like this purple necklace. Her favorite color was purple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
You just happened to have a purple necklace and you found out her favorite color. You said that you met this girl in Luce
Yeah.
Park. When you say you met this girl in Luce Park, you already knew this girl, but you met her in the park.
yes.
You just met up.
Met
okay,
up,
okay.
yeah.
I thought that you were describing a first meeting with the person in Luce Park. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That would be romantic.
The necklace matched her skin when he was choking her, so that was why it's the purple
Yeah.
came to mind. Yeah.
Masks the bruises.
But yeah. I think she would be definitely the person that
Interesting. So how old were
first
you?
love. Probably around 20, 21.
Nice.
Yeah. Very young.
Very young.
Very demure.
Yeah.
And she was very young.
Yeah.
You can either tell us how old the lady was, or you can pull a card if you're
Yeah.
uncomfortable
Her
sharing.
favorite
on-
color was purple.
in
It
front of
matched
God
her
and the
shoes
internet.
that she fastened with Velcro. If that gives you any.
They lit up when she. Yeah.
Yeah, she stomped and it lit up my world. You did meet her at a park, so it's we're
Yeah.
not really. It's the
Luce Park isn't a very children park though. That's a.
It's
yeah.
not.
I was at Luce Park like a
Yeah.
week ago, actually. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
It's a good
Hopefully,
place.
she was nothing like the park.
Ah.
Wait, why were you there?
What?
Where are you there at the
I
park?
was on
Just
a
walking
picnic
around?
with I was on a picnic with a lady.
Ooh.
Cruising, they call it.
Yeah.
Maggie?
I need to
Yeah.
go to this park.
Okay.
It's a
My
good
goodness.
park for a
Yeah.
picnic. Yeah.
Interesting.
You got a little pond?
Wrote some new jokes. What?
You got a little pond?
It does have a
See
little
some
pond.
geese?
Yeah, we were over under the little trees. We weren't by the pond area, but we were over at like
There's
the,
a lot
the
of trees.
southwest corner of the park.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's your card, Alec.
Okay. Purple.
Potpourri cards.
Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
What is your most shameful alcoholic or alcohol-related story?
Okay. I am historically a person that does not drink much or often, but the few times I have, I'd say shameful. I have like some more funny stories, but they're not necessarily shameful. My only shameful story would be the first time I ever got intoxicated.
Ooh.
I think I've told the story on the podcast before, but I was with an ex-girlfriend of mine. We had been separated for a few years, and it ended amicably. We still had a lot of feelings for each other, and we were at a party together. It was the first time I'd ever drank alcohol before, and I was pretty fucked up. And after the party was over, she asked me if I wanted to stay the night with her, and I was like, yes. Years of emotional, connection. We've been separated, and I could not perform because I was drunk, and I didn't really know how to do anything. So that would be my most shameful alcohol-based story.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever got drunk having whiskey dick with a person I had not seen in many years, and she was like, "Oh, we should sleep together," and I was like, "I would love to do that," and then I realized it was impossible.
They
I've
call that-
thought about it every single day since. No, that's the most shameful one.
They call
your,
that.
vengeance origin story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call that dark side of the Sigma when that happens.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle, is it your turn to draw?
Card.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
He's on the
Oh,
clock.
he's
so we
waiting
got-
on a. This is time sensitive.
This is it's something.
This is your football fan fiction league.
You're nailing it.
Yeah.
This is. I just like looking at the guys. Okay, well.
That's how my
there's,
mom plays fantasy.
That's
My mom
weird
plays
how
fantasy
you-
football by drafting the guys that look pretty, according to her. Yeah.
he just goes off the best boobs, you know.
Yeah. Best boobs and butt.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
Should I go or Taylor? Do you want to go?
I got it.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, you're
That
good.
one not happening.
This is-
It actually might. The
That's-
odds are somewhat high.
I'll have to figure
happy
out a
with your
good
pick?
sound effect to queue up for it. Yeah. Did you get a good guy? Ah.
What round is this?
The sixth.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
We're getting down there.
Fucking B cups. Okay.
Okay. I know. I'm gonna try to.
Great, bud.
I'm not gonna ask Taylor this.
Thank you.
I feel like I heard Curtis's. I'm going to Alec,
Hell yeah.
Okay.
but I feel like he's gonna have
MVP this episode.
the most unique, at least to me.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
me and Kyle have been on the pod together before,
Yeah.
and like I said, I would say every time we do it, we're with you. So I feel
Yeah.
like Alex, the new
Kid on the block.
in
Oh.
terms
Yes.
of the answers I've heard.
Here's the Alec. The first time you tried comedy.
Ooh.
Mm.
See, I was there.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
there.
So I moved out to Salt Lake City and to find myself.
Nice.
And this is 2020, 22.
So this was 20. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so it was 2020 to 2021.
Okay.
I was out in Salt Lake, and then. So I moved in with this guy who I really didn't know, and then he also did heroin, so it's like that doesn't really gel with.
Yeah.
You found this
Me-
out after you moved in with him, or?
Yes, I did not know him very well, but so we lived at his grandma's for a little bit. She caught me jerking off, and then I moved out into a.
That's the order of events. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I moved out into a hostel. And then some time passed while I was working there, and I met this lady from New York, and we got this really good bond going.
Was it Sarah Silverman?
No.
Okay.
Just some fat lady.
Gotcha.
But very cool though. Very cool fat lady.
Episode title.
But we got to know each other. I ran some one-liners by her, and she told me that I should do stand-up, and then I did stand-up at Wise Guys in Salt Lake
Whoa.
City.
Just like the open mic there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sick.
yeah.
Nice. How was it? What was that like?
You're a
being
wise
on that
guy. You
stage
oughta
for the
done
first
well.
time. Yeah.
Thank you, Curtis. I
Do you-
appreciate that.
Do you remember any of the things you talked about on stage at that first?
Not really, but I do remember I talked about like Pizzagate
Okay.
because that was like a popular thing
It was 2020.
at that time.
Yeah.
So Pizzagate was like this thing where they were luring in kids with like a pizza place or something.
Yeah.
And like I was like, Pizzagate, you know, it sounds so fun. That's why. That's obviously why those kids wanted to come.
They were
Yeah.
flyering for it. They were leaving like flyers
Yeah.
for people. It's like, oh, Pizzagate, show up this
But
time.
Giant
then-
gate with a bunch of people. Yeah, it is enticing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then also after that, I was like, and speaking of sausage, or another person who likes sausage is Michael Jackson,
Gotcha.
and I think he was a pretty good guy. He was just trying to figure out if those kids had nut allergies.
Ah.
Gotcha.
Yep. But
You
so
make,
that was
you make a solid point though. Like if I was 8 years old, and like an adult came up to me, it was like, "Hey, you got to go to power play, but we have to molest you first." I would be like, "What does that word mean? I want to go to power play." That's,
Yeah.
that's what
Can
I
we wait
would've
till
said.
we're at the power play?
Yeah. Do I get an unlimited card?
Yeah.
Go karts included? Do we got to do bumper cars?
Go karts at power play.
Yeah.
Roadhead on go karts at no.
Yeah.
Okay. Just sounds cramped. Curtis,
Mm-hmm.
how would you discipline your children? These are first date questions.
With a gun? No, discipline them. It depends. Are they a repeat offender? Is Kamala Harris the? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. No, how would I discipline my kid? I'm definitely not beating the shit out of him.
Okay.
I don't. I think I would find it hard to get like super physical.
You just get out of breath.
Taking shit away. Yeah, it's physically straining on me. Yeah, no, I would.
I wouldn't even establish dominance. They would look at you in a worse position than they did before.
So what I would do is I would do trial by combat. I would put them in a. If two of them are having a conflict,
Get the plastic
multiple kids,
lightsabers out.
I build like a Nerf arena, and then they would kind of, kind of how Darwin would do it, just kind of let them fight it out to see who's alpha.
You break the pool cue in half.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I haven't necessarily looked into effective parenting techniques. I don't think kids are in my near future.
How far along is your lady?
Yeah. How far until I'm gone? That's what you should be asking. How far until I have to go get some cigs down at the corner store? No, I
gotta start smoking now so that you got the.
I don't have a good answer, but I would say, yeah, if I can avoid, capital punishment. I don't know, like probably like taking things away. I think ideally, like in an ideal perspective, I try to raise a kid that's not like an iPad kid who's like addicted to screens.
Were
which
you
is, like impossible?
Yeah. Were you a having the shit beat out of you kind of kid, or did your parents take things
Well, I
away?
think-
What was the form that was most common?
Yeah, there
as
were
you
there were
growing
definitely
up?
threats made, but I wasn't like.
What was
I
the
wasn't-
most common form of discipline though for you as a kid?
The corner.
Okay.
I was sent to the corner a lot. I was also an angel.
How many clients before you were allowed back inside?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't also get in that much trouble.
Yeah.
Like I was a good kid, but also I think my parents are like amazing parents.
Gotcha.
So I'd probably ask them and be like, "Hey, how do I do this?"
Yeah.
Because they did a good job.
Nice.
Like, but I don't know. It's hard to say it because things have changed. So.
Yeah.
And I haven't researched it effectively.
Fair
So
enough.
with a gun, I go with a gun. My original answer. Okay. I'll do best.
Nice.
Okay, Kyle. Best dynamic duo, real or fictional?
Duo, you said.
Dynamic duo.
Dynamic, duo, real or fictional? I feel like I'm supposed to say like Patrick and SpongeBob or something.
That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
I thought you were about to say Patrick and Kelsey.
LeBron and LeBron. I love LeBron.
Name a better
LeBron
dynamic
from
duo. I'll wait.
Multiverse is not the basketball player. It's the Space Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's the duo. It's Multiversus LeBron and Space Jam LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy if he showed up. If he was a background character in Space Jam. Like his own animated. No, that'd be strange. There was a Lego LeBron.
That's how I feel when I'm watching LeBron. I say Lego. I'm gonna kill myself.
That'd be how I would discipline my kids. I would just threaten to kill myself whenever they.
Can I think of an answer for Kyle?
Yes.
Jerry and George,
It's pretty good.
or Jerry and Larry David, I guess. If you want to do not character based, like
No.
if we're doing real, fictional would be Jerry and George. But
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I like Jerry and Jordan. That's a good answer.
I just watched Seinfeld last night. That's what I was thinking.
Man.
Nice.
The Wallet, good episode. Thank you.
Young Sheldy and Mima.
Oh God, that show. Okay. Is that Young Sheldon and Mimont? So they're a duo. They work as a team in that show.
They're not
Are they-
really, but there are asides where you can tell there's more of a connection there than Sheldon has with, say, his older brother. Sometimes. So.
Yeah. He's an old soul, Sheldon. Young Sheldon.
He
Can I have
really
a
is.
napkin on you?
Kind of defeats the purpose of a Young Sheldon show if you're like, oh, what was that guy? What was that older guy like when he was young? Well, you see, he was very like an old person. It's a very good show.
Well, I
Everyone
mean,
should
an
watch
old
it.
person acting like an old person is not that comical. A young person acting like an old person, now that's a premise for a show.
Yeah. That deserves to be Office's old time slot, you know?
Dude, it did numbers.
Yeah.
I feel like we're casually making fun of young Sheldon,
We are.
And we are talking to a pretty big fan of Young Sheldon. Bigger than most.
How long did it take you to binge through all of Young Sheldon?
Here's the worst part.
Okay.
I watched Young Sheldon in the form of Facebook video clips. So I watched Young Sheldon anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes at a time.
Super fan.
So I can't even really say I'm a fan of Young Sheldon. I can't say I'm a fan, but I didn't. I mean, it's on Netflix. I had no excuse not to 20 minutes at a time watch. But I should have.
Interesting.
But I mean, I would say I've seen maybe half of the episodes, like full. If I had to guess.
Okay. Did numbers.
I did do numbers.
Alec, I think it's your card.
Okay, I will go for this one. Feeling Kyle on this one. What species makes the best pets?
Monkey.
Do you have any pets? Would you die for them? Why or why not?
Okay, what species? So is dog?
What a
a
nice singular
species?
question.
Or do I have to?
Dog's a
specify
species,
that?
yeah.
All right, I would say dogs.
Although, if you got a breed in mind, go for it.
I don't have a breed in mind.
Okay.
Dogs, no pit bulls. I've watched enough Judge Judy. Pit bulls are bad.
If you wondered how white Kyle Cumberland is, he's a no pit bull.
I'm a
It's kind
no
of white.
pit bull liar.
This is a callback to the Karen part of the episode.
And I've seen good pit bulls, and I'm sure they exist. I'm sure they're out there, but I've also seen
They do numbers.
around 6 dozen cases on Judge Judy where a pit bull mauled a kid.
Yeah,
So-
Kyle's favorite type of dog is a dog on a leash. So
I like dog. And I'm not a crazy pet person. I do have a pet. I have a dog. I would not die for him.
What kind of dog you got?
Wait, why?
Because I mean, I'm a person. They're a dog.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a golden doodle.
That's
Okay.
true.
So it's
It's a valuable dog.
Ooh.
it's a good dog.
Maddie and you have something in common.
Really, she's a golden doodle.
Yeah.
She wouldn't die for her golden doodle.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I would.
Comment
not die for
below.
my dog.
Why? Yeah, we already got the why. Because you're a higher form of life,
There we go. You know it.
as the good Lord.
Also, he's
tells
gonna
us.
die in like 7 years. Hopefully, if things go right, I
Yeah.
got like more than 7.
Right, and he's
Fine,
already
fine.
like,
I don't know.
and he's already like, it is your card,
Yeah.
and he's already like 6 years old. So like, he's lived
Exactly.
more of a full life than you have.
He
at
really
this point.
has.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. You're making me feel better about killing my dog.
that's good. That's good. You should put him down tomorrow.
We got
could-
the middleman.
Yeah, I'll
I
give
got
you a
what I
ride.
wanted out of you.
You want to? Yeah.
You're not cute anymore.
Give him
a-
to me.
here's
I'll
a-
put him down.
here's how to cure cancer: kill him before it gets there.
Yes. It's
He
good.
can't die of cancer with a bullet in his. No. Okay. Thyroid.
Let's throw this to Taylor. Racism would be dead and gone if. Complete this statement, please.
If the CIA hadn't have assassinated Martin Luther King, the I don't know, the racism would be dead and gone if I think I don't know. I feel like it's unfortunately kind of a trick. Like there's not the in-group bias is such a endemic behavioral driver of multiple forms of life. It's not like it's a human unique thing. Like there's like the different types of whales, like the same type of whale that like is it blue whales, the racist blue whales that like because their languages are slightly different depending on what swimming patterns in the ocean these different whales take, and so they'll talk a little bit different. And we've observed, the marine biologists have observed that the blue whales who talk over here don't trust the blue whales who talk over here, and it's because they talk different, and they're like, I don't like that, and so it's like.
They don't enunciate.
What Taylor's
or
trying to say
something.
is that we're
Yeah.
all blue whales.
Yeah.
All
We're
blue
all
whales.
we're all blue whales. We all run on oxytocin and in group modulation, and it's cringe and gross, and we should try to build behavioral modifications post hoc off of that. But like we should do that in the service of with acknowledging that this is still you're always gonna be dealing with the limitations of having a body until we're all computers, and then it's all just the Mac people versus the Linux people, you know.
I think it would be if we all loved lowriders.
There is a race that does that, Alec.
Yeah. That's true.
See, this is what I mean. No.
Sorry, that was my blue whale coming out.
It's been apparent that you're a blue whale this whole time. No.
Big whale.
Curtis, complete the statement. Wait, did we skip Kyle? No, you asked me that question. Okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Curtis, complete the statement. I wish someone would.
Suck my no, that's so open. I wish someone would
Oh, I dropped my pen under the table. No.
I wish someone would follow me on Instagram at Curtis Braxdale.
At Curtis Braxdale.
Shameless plug. That was my way of sidestepping wanting to answer this question. Is just shamelessly plug my own social media.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't know.
You don't want a lot out of the universe, Curtis?
No, and especially not out of one person in particular.
Well, this is just no person in particular.
I wish someone would. Yeah, if someone. I mean, yeah. But I'm saying someone being an individual, not a group.
Gotcha.
Like, I wish everyone would.
Well, what if
That
you
would
could?
be different.
Yeah. What if you, like you don't get to decide who, but like tomorrow, some random person will perform a certain action.
I wish someone would take back the country and reinstill America First values. Some would say.
No one in particular.
Some would say, make it great again. No, I'm just-
Just somebody out there. Could be anyone.
I wish someone would do what needs to be done. have the gall, the balls. I don't
Here's your card.
know. Okay. Taylor, if all of your past relationships/lovers could leave reviews about you online, what do you think your star rating would be and why?
Oh God.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
How many? What kind of? Okay. So Uber gives you out of 5 stars, right?
Let's do it.
Are
out
you
of
an Uber Black or an Uber Pool?
I'm an Uber Caucasian,
Okay.
which
Curtis
means I
says
have a star rating of 4.8, which I'm very, very, very curious about. Who the fuck gave me that bad review? But so I'd say probably if maybe a 3.5, maybe a 3.5. I think there'd be a weird balancing act happening where like there's a
Generally positive, though.
Well, 3.5 could be, it could be a couple of 5 stars and a couple of 0 stars.
Yeah,
that
exactly. Yeah,
Average out
it's
to
gonna be-
3.5.
yeah.
You're saying you don't think anybody's giving you a 3 or a 4
I'm saying
star.
I don't evenly disperse the effort I put into all of my relationships between the relationships. You know?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
We got a from an Ani over there. That's good. That's confirmation.
No.
That was a 0 star over there. Speaking of, no.
That's a 2.8 star over there. That's it. Yeah. Alec, I think it's your card.
I'll go for this one.
Ani is not here to fact check us, so if we say anything that's not actually true, to her knowledge, she'll us.
Okay. So Curtis,
Ooh, crystal ball
Okay.
card.
yeah, what will be? Hold on. What would be the title of the person to your left's comedy special? How about their memoir?
Okay, so I have to title Taylor's comedy special and our memoir.
Person
Yes.
to your left. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna name Taylor's memoir. and the title of Taylor's memoir is "Explaining My Semicolon Tattoo."
Okay. Gotcha. Nice.
That's my
I like
yeah.
that.
the name of Taylor's memoir, I would say.
Yep.
And
It's just a picture of a tipped stool.
And to
on the-
understand that reference, you have to come to the Oh wait, not. Oh, never mind. You got to come to any independently booked comedy show in Kansas City.
Shout out Dustin Kaufman, come on
Yeah.
the show. Yeah, there'll just be a picture on the cover of the book of the comedy club stage with the stool is tipped over.
Yeah.
And there's like a shadow on the. It'll be good. Kyle, I think it's your card.
Okay, let's do.
How's your team coming along?
We don't have to talk about it.
No, let's go quick.
Okay.
In 15 seconds or less, how's your team building that?
I never really know to the end, but okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Mm.
Not.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's hoping for a fourth quarter rally.
Yeah, we're really.
Does anyone ever really know until the end how it's going?
It's a very insightful.
Time travelers?
We don't even have enough time to answer that question
Yeah.
on the podcast, Sonny. That's how deep that was.
Because we wouldn't know until the end of the discussion.
Yeah.
I was talking with, I believe, Phil Andrews and Matty Stanczyk on Thursday.
I'm sorry.
And we were talking about something that was weird to own, and like Phil was like, "That's such a weird thing to own," and I was like, "That's what Aaron Scarborough like thinks, but like more pontificate." He's like, "It's a weird thing to own."
Ownership
Curtis,
is weird. Ownership is tricky.
This is good because you just got in a relationship, folks.
Hell yeah, brother.
Listeners of the pod. Okay, Curtis, give us your best first date idea.
Ooh.
First date idea.
Best first date idea.
I think, okay. Depends on the situation. I think the first best idea, you got to tailor the experience to the person you're going to see, because you want them to be comfortable ultimately. You want them to be able to engage with you in a space, in an area that they are not alien to, maybe, or like, so some people like new things, but like something
you
where they would
lull
be
them
comfortable.
into a sense of security.
If I'm like talking to like a fucking bookworm person, I'm not gonna be like, hey, let's go like bowling or like top. I'm not taking her to like a physical exerting thing. I'm trying to.
You saying
like I said-
bowling people are stupid?
No, I'm a bowling person. I'm incredibly intelligent.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I would say outdoors in public is a good thing. Like I'm not. If it's a first date, it depends if I know the person or not. If I know them, then it's a little different. If I'm like meeting them, I'm in the scenario. I'm meeting somebody based on an app. We've never had any in-person contact. In public, at like a mutual space, if you've talked to them or find out something that they like, I don't know. I'm very like, I wouldn't say like selfless, but I don't care where we go. Like I'm there for
Gotcha.
like a conversation. So
Yeah.
usually some place that facilitates conversation, aka not like a movie or something. Place in public. My girlfriend I have now, we went to the Arboretum, Overland Park, outdoor garden area. Nice. Took a walk. It was nice.
Good walking trails out there.
Yeah.
That was on your first date?
Yeah, but I wouldn't take somebody there if they were like,
I hate walking.
I hate outdoors. I hate
Allergic to grass.
Yeah, type shit. Yeah. So I don't know. I think generally, like in public, place that facilitates conversation and something catered to that person as best as possible. Obviously, nobody's gonna like be like, man, I really just.
You should stalk everything about the person, and then you build out an algorithm of what exactly they
so-
would like to do.
Perfect date location, their childhood home they no longer live in. So what was it like living here for ages 7 to 9? You moved around a lot, didn't you? What was that like?
No.
Yeah, that facilitates conversation. So
Yeah.
that kind of
True.
really.
She's gonna be yapping after
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Date number 2 on the
It's
way.
going to be litigation.
Yeah.
She won't forget you.
She
won't
will not forget you. It might be a 0 star, but she won't forget you.
Yeah, you're
Like the-
memorable.
Like the tunnel under Ocean Boulevard. No, okay. Curtis, I think it's your card.
Okay. Also, good first date topic: how blue whales are racist, and it's actually primal in all of us, and that's it'll never leave us, and there's no way to solve it. Okay. Alec, where
Yes.
will you retire, and what will you do with your time?
Ooh.
I think it's funny to imagine Alec retired, so I want to.
He's gonna be wearing that shirt a lot. I feel like.
Yeah.
Sure hope so. Definitely out in the woods in a cabin. Wearing Hawaiian shirts every single day.
It's gonna be in my childhood home.
Yeah. And then doing stand up.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, you don't plan on retiring from stand up at any point.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Oh wow.
Alec will never run out of things to say.
Mm.
Interesting. Also, you're like, how and when will you retire? You ever seen the movie Cabin in the Woods? Yeah.
It's a hobby.
Yeah. That plus Hawaiian shirts. is what gets you.
Yeah.
Alec, I think it's your turn.
That movie could have used more Hawaiian shirts. Could have used more Hawaiians, you know? Not very diverse, that movie.
Yeah, seriously. Pick it up, Hollywood. I want Cabin in the Woods with the cast of The Acolyte. Let me just.
With the characters. Let's just do, yeah.
Taylor.
Yes.
Best recipe for disaster.
Best recipe for disaster. The cast of The Acolyte. No.
Executive producer, director, LucasArts.
Yeah, just the entire board of Disney. No.
Blizzard Entertainment.
Blizzard Entertainment. Oof. Hashtag me too. But yeah. Confidence minus preparation. Best recipe for disaster. Confidence minus preparation. That's what I'll say for that one for this time around.
Interesting.
That's good.
Yeah. If you're so sure that you've got something that you're like, I don't even need to like it. No.
My answer was actually confidence minus preparation H. So that's very similar.
Yeah.
Very
We're
similar.
saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Potpourri. Stuff.
Taylor. What's something you never know you'd enjoy until you tried it?
Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Talking to people. No. I was convinced that I hated sushi from a very young age, until at the age of 23, I had sushi. I was like, oh, this is pretty good, you know. And then I ate nothing but sushi for 6 months, and it was a very, very, very interesting time.
What
in
was
the
the role?
the roll?
Yeah.
Top. No. It was just salmon. Just raw salmon. Raw salmon sushi.
It was the
You get
Hiroshima roll. It was salmon, and then there was the sauce de Bombi on Insanity.
Yeah.
Hot ones. That was drizzled on the top.
Oh.
Yeah. Good. I would say the same. I was the same with sushi.
Really? Yeah.
I was not on board, and then one day I just kind of was.
Yeah. I was never a big rice guy, and I was never a big seaweed. And seaweed just like you see it waving around in the wild, and you're like, that doesn't go in your body.
Yeah.
And
It does.
but it does.
But it
Turns
does.
out
But
it
it
does.
does. Shout out seaweed. Get in our body.
Shout out seaweed.
Yeah.
I feel like there was like a lot of media as children, like they're really trying to push seaweed. Like I feel like seaweed was eaten in a lot of like cartoons and things. I feel like it was made to be known as an edible thing, but I never really bought it.
Maybe it makes you autistic. Maybe it's a scam. Maybe
Interesting.
we should be anti seaweed. That's the What's RF's case stance on sushi? What do we got?
I don't know. I think sushi, as long as there's no vaccines in it.
Is this sushi vaccinated?
Yeah.
I don't know. Curtis, complete the statement. I can't sleep when.
It's hot.
Ooh, good answer.
Yeah. above 70 degrees. Get the fuck out of here.
Big fan guy.
Oh, love a fan.
Yeah.
I have a fan going on. I have a fan on high in my room right now. I
Hell
won't
yeah.
be there for another hour.
But it's just getting it ready.
Oh, it's getting it climate
Preparation
acclimated.
H.
Yeah, preparation H. I currently live in the basement. Even when I lived on the top floor, it
Based.
was a real problem. I need it to be cold. That's really my only sleeping requirement. I can sleep on any surface, any neck orientation.
Light doesn't bother you?
Light doesn't bother. I sleep. This is my shock some people. I sleep in my bed sometimes fully clothed with the lights on. I can fall asleep as long as it's cold.
Based.
Yeah, like hard.
The fully
surf-
clothed, I can, yeah.
Hard surfaces. Really doesn't matter. It just needs to be cold. That's my. Also, I'm not a very good back sleep. I need to be either fully face down or on the side. But most of the time I'm fully face down in a crevice.
Nice.
Not a human crevice.
Crevice.
Created by a cushion or a pillow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You should get a pregnancy pillow.
Is that hard to breathe?
sometimes.
Okay.
I've had.
This guy drinks through a t-shirt. You think he can he can breathe through a mattress no problem, Alec? What are you saying?
I want to be known as the guy who can drink through a t-shirt.
Doesn't bother him.
Also,
He's fully clothed.
I'm exposing myself for being cringe, but back in I don't know if this happened to you guys, but like back in high school, you had to come up with something like original for your bio for like all of your any social media you had as like a high schooler. My bio was always can open a fruit cup without spilling the juice. that was always my bio. So feel free to tell me to kill myself in the comments.
Valuable skills.
That's not that bad.
Can open a smart water without spilling. No, okay. They fill those bottles, man.
Can
Weird.
open pre-workout without hitting my wife. That's what my
Fake.
son's now right now.
Cap.
Can open a 401k.
Humble brag.
Who do I want to hear this in? Taylor.
Okay.
Taylor.
At what age should children be given the talk/sex ed, and by who?
The first person to catch him jerking off, you know? Like, I don't
On the spot.
on the spot, yeah.
You're
yeah.
gonna learn, son.
Okay,
the-
Alec's roommate's grandma.
You're like, oh, you're gonna kill your wrist doing it like that. You should really no.
Really dry.
I don't know.
Your brother was dry. I don't know.
Runs in the family.
Yeah.
I think all children should be given a subscription to masterclass.com. And are there courses on masterclass.com for this? Are there?
Yeah. Masterclass.net maybe.
Yeah. .net. Yeah.
I was never given the talk, I don't think. Now that I think about it, I don't
Neither
think I
was
was
I.
ever given the talk.
I overheard a conversation between my parents about whether or not to give me the talk, and I heard them come to the conclusion of, nah, he probably already knows. We don't gotta do nothing. And I was like, well, now I gotta know. So, on to the internet. Which honestly, I don't know. I feel like the internet is kind of making this obsolete. Like kids are figuring shit out real fast now, and for as much him and hawing as the parents are making about it, I don't think that they're like, this is gonna fuck up sex, and it's like sex has been fucked up all the way through the last couple centuries that we look back. Like people have been raping all over the place since the beginning of time, and it's been bad the whole time. To clarify, I'm not saying that's not a problem. I'm just saying that's been a problem this whole time, and also we seem to be the loudest against people raping all the time that we've ever been, and this is in the age of having the internet and everyone knowing about sex as soon as they learn how to type boobies into a search browser. So
I one time I typed in poopbutt.com, so that'll be funny. My mom was like, "Do not fucking type that in," because it popped up with some like Brazilian BBL.
with poopbud.com, yeah.
Yeah. So your answer is by who? Spider-Man and Elsa. Final answer. That's who should.
Whitney Wright.
Gotta look up this Whitney Wright.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be a.
Sounds
Yeah,
promising.
there should be a tutorial for every OnlyFans page where it's that. Let's make sure that you know how all of this works. You have to pass the you have to pass the questionnaire about how sex works before they let you watch it happen. You know, and that way you keep the kids out, because like if the kid doesn't know how sex works, they can't pass the quiz. They can't watch the ladies.
Or maybe you know how like the SRO would go into your school and tell you not to do drugs.
Sure.
You need like Corey Chase to go into every high school classroom, middle school maybe. Be like, this is the power of intercourse.
Yeah.
And just be like, there's the dare lion and there's Corey Chase. I don't know. Just a thought.
Johnny Skins. Like be a promising one.
Yeah. Diesel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Girth Master comes to the. I don't know. Alec,
Lucas Longley. I'm out.
Yeah.
It's a much shorter list. I'm discovering I'm sexist
it's-
in real time.
it's a
I don't know the names for that. Yeah. Sure.
I'm gonna ask Kyle.
Hell yeah.
Best topic of comedic potential. Dirt.
It's gotta be something that not a lot of people have. I mean, okay, if you ask me this right, like I'm thinking about like stuff that hasn't been talked about enough that could be tapped in for a lot of material, but that's like I don't know. I'm not gonna come up with like. So I'm gonna think of like topics that have been people have done a lot of material on.
Right.
One that comes to mind is the Catholic Church.
Okay.
So I would say, in broad strokes, religious experiences, and then probably kids, having kids.
Parenthood.
That'll give you a lot of material. And then sugar-free pies. The big three.
What's your axe to grind with sugar-free pies, Kyle?
What's that?
What's your axe to grind with sugar-free pies? Not a fan? Are you a fan?
No,
Okay.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Why? So what's the deal with those? Why are they bullshit?
I'm not saying they're bullshit. I'm just saying if someone were to write a joke, they could probably do quite a couple minutes on sugar-free pie.
I think that.
Oh yeah, Curtis. This is who we should be asking. What's the deal with sugar-free pies?
Oh, not sugar-free pie. I was talking about topics
okay.
of comedic potential. I think that like things that are the most relatable. So my first thought was like parenthood and or relationships less dating, and the reason why those come off as like the most hacky is because not because they're like bad, but I think intuitively like in your brain you know that like it's a very almost everybody in the audience can relate to it in some way,
Yeah.
which makes it very powerful for like comedy. But when people don't do it well, I think
sucks.
when it sucks, you're like, there's so much room for it to be good. How did you make it that shitty and unoriginal?
Yeah. Well, and I think that part of that is because, like, especially with parenthood for sure, and especially with relationships, I feel like a big reason why those are such, as bad as it can go, they're such good wells of comedic potential is because there's so much shit that everybody thinks in these contexts that they can't say, that they don't, that you, there's so much shit as you go through a relationship with someone that you never say to that person or about what's happening through that relationship. And so there's such a great potential for a release valve on everyone's shit that they've had built up that they were never able to get out, and seeing someone up there say that shit that they were never able to say, that's just such a big, we're going to make noise now, whether it's laughing or cheering or whatever. And the same way with like parenthood and stuff. And so when you see someone go up there and they're just saying the shit that we all say about relationships, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
what's the point
exactly,
right now?
exactly.
Yeah.
Beautifully
That's
explained.
fun.
Taylor, I believe it's your. Wait, oh
Is
wait.
it Kyle's card? Did Kyle just ask a card?
No, I did not.
Oh,
The flag.
Yes, Kyle.
Finish the statement.
Complete the sentence. We'll do this to Curtis. When I think of Paul Rudd, I smile, giggle, think of better time.
Say I laugh.
When you
I don't
think
know. Say I
of
smile.
Paul
He's
Rudd.
just one of the most like. I say like I know the guy. I don't. Seems like one of the most genuinely like just nice people. Like
Very affable.
he has the like. It's hard to tell if it's like a fake Hollywood thing, but like. Don't think he has a negative interaction on the internet anywhere, which is hard to do as somebody in the spotlight as much as Paul Rudd is. Also went to the same high school as Paul Rudd. Shout out, Charlie Mission Wesco Bikes.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of women are obsessed with him not aging, which is cool for them, I guess. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, he's funny. Everything I've seen him say, I'm like, wow, that was very like, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, very funny guy. So I'd say smiling. Yeah, he's just one of those like genuinely like benevolent people. Seems like in show business. I don't know.
The not aging though does make you like the worst partner in the world, right? Like technically, like it makes you the biggest fantasy
worst
partner
pet.
and the worst actual partner. Also true, because like one of these ladies gets with Paul Rudd, they don't magically stop aging, right? You get DiCaprio at a
Yeah, I was
point
like, Paul Rudd should
if
fuck
you date an
DiCaprio.
ageless, yeah, God, right? Because like they staying young. Like the whole thing with the relationships is, oh, you're growing old together, right? And it's that we're gonna be both like on this like they're gonna be growing old, and Paul Rudd's just gonna be
Looking
Ant-Man.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Paul Rudd, saved the MCU. Fight me, comment section.
Comment below. The MCU really picked up when Paul Rudd showed up.
I want to say canonically. I mean,
Yeah.
controversy. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. He really did save people.
Yeah, if that van hadn't been in that warehouse, dude. Quantumania.
That van had been slowly driving through Loose Park.
Alec never would have fell in love. Okay, Alec. Complete the statement. I may not be a smart man, but I know what blank is.
It's funny because this is how Alec talks. Like he would have naturally just said the sentence without being prompted to.
Oh.
I'm not a smart man, but I do know how to care for people and love people.
How should one care for and love
That
people?
was way more emotional than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Definitely ask them how their day is. Be involved in their conversation. Lift
Based.
them up.
Ask questions, actively listen.
Lift
Hell
them
yeah.
up physically. Make their feet not touch the ground.
Yeah, don't get something off the tall shelf for them. Just pick them up and
Tickle them.
bring them to the tall shelf.
I tickle you, Curtis.
I'm good.
Okay.
Do you
No,
have childhood trauma with being tickled, Curtis?
No, I have recent trauma. No, I'm just kidding. No, don't love being tickled. If you do have fruit in a mesh bag, though, would love to chew on it. Yeah,
Wanted to chew on some fruit in a mesh bag.
would love that.
But
For all you dads out there, just try putting some fruit in a mesh bag.
giving it to a toddler. Or just chew on it. Comment below. Tell us about your experiences.
Kyle, or is it? Or it's
Curtis,
my
I think it's
turn to
actually your
draw.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the middle pile. Okay. I'm gonna give this to Kyle because I'm interested to see how he's gonna say this and not be ridiculed online. Is there any normalized idea / behavior that you believe should be regarded as abnormal? Try to narrow it down to one. I know you. And
I do like
hot
this
too.
question because there's a trend where people say normalize
Yeah.
blah 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 blah,
Mhm.
and there is not everything should be normal. So the question
Thank
is,
you.
what's something that is normal that
Yeah.
should not be normal? I'm gonna say something sexist or racist, probably. No, I'm not. I don't know why the hell I said.
Blue whales.
Blue whales. Something that's normalized that shouldn't be. I'm gonna think of a good answer. I never think
Okay.
of good answers. This one's gonna be good though. So give me the music.
Speaking your truth.
Thank you. Here's something that's been normalized that should not be normalized.
Let's go.
The thought that because you exist, you deserve a platform.
Interesting. Yeah.
This whole like use your platform. Nate Bargatze, I'm just quoting Nate Bargatze. He has a beautiful clip from the Flagrant 2 podcast. Everyone should listen to it. And it was back when Flagrant 2 was good, and just Flagrant 2 and not Flagrant. He's just talking about how everyone is like, oh, you gotta use it, and they were talking about vaccines or something. He's like, everyone feels like they should use. He's like, I'm dumb. Don't listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me a platform. And I think because people there is this expectation that, oh, you have influence, you have power. If you don't speak on world topics or bad things, that means you're misusing. And it's like, no, I listen. There are some people who are smart and have areas of expertise, and they should.
Yeah.
Just because you have 1 million followers on TikTok, we don't need to know what you think about things all the time. And this constant, the tweeting and the whole, oh, I gotta make the world needs to see me. It's so funny because it's like I'm saying this and it's like I want to be a comedian. You know, it's like,
Right, but once you become a comedian, you don't want to have to start talking on world issues.
I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're an expert in being
I
funny,
will. Here's what I'll talk about. I will just vigorously defend Israel on Twitter. I'll still do that. And it's something I believe in. So, I'm just kidding. Thank
They
you.
were there first. No, okay.
What a good one, Kyle. I agree.
Yeah.
Or not? You said that just because you exist means you deserve a platform. Not necessarily.
I thought he was going to say just because you exist, you deserve love, and I was going to be so in support of everything he was saying. But
Yeah. So, in summary, you're saying that, or having a platform, you should be able to use your platform for how you decide. You're not morally obligated to use your platform in any which way, especially if that's not how your platform was built in the first place.
Yeah,
well, theoretically,
this
there's limits
idea
on
that I'm a bad person because I'm not reposting on my Instagram story about the death count in Gaza. It's
Sure.
like, why aren't you speaking out? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. 300 people follow me.
Yeah. Well, because how do you know when you're finished? Once I start posting those numbers, like if I take a day where I post it, where let's say I did post the death count, like the next day,
It's gonna be high.
am I not gonna? Yeah, it's gonna have changed. Am I gonna update that number, or am I? You get mouse cookied into
Also,
some things
it's
sometimes.
hard
you know?
it's hard to also like post the Gaza death count and then also repost the Minions 2 trailer right after. It's like,
yeah.
it's like, man.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a
Problematize normalization, you know,
That's a good answer, Kyle.
and platforms. Problematize platforms.
Okay, I believe it's
Legend of
Alec's turn
Zelda
to
is
draw.
better than Mario.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Got
Best
two. Dang, I can. Okay. Taylor. Best drug.
Attention.
Okay. Yeah.
Somewhere between attention and LSD, probably. You know. They both do the same thing. They both attach to your serotonin receptors. Attention has a smaller, shorter half-life, probably. You know.
This guy's never been in a Culver's drive-through.
Yeah.
Actually, they ask you your name for your order, so they give you attention.
They
So
do,
it's
they
all
do,
it's
yeah.
attention and food in one.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like the Culver's drive-through though.
nah, I was just
They're
thinking
very,
something.
what can we make fresh for you today? Give me a fucking break. Go bite a dick. Those chicken nuggets don't feel fresh to me.
Raising Cane's would be significantly better had they not have a jingle.
Do they do the jingle in the drive-through? I haven't been in a Raising Cane's drive-through.
Hey, what kind of chicken you want today? What the fuck will
Jesus
they do?
Christ.
Hey, chicken. How about you? Hey, fucking
Yeah.
go kill yourself. and
Let's
give me a King Neck combo
denormalize.
on your
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Let's get rid of the cutesy drive-through experience. Why can't we just have?
How about this? Normalize AI drive-throughs.
How about you get to the drive-through and the person on the other end is like, I beat my wife because I hate my life. What can I get you today, motherfucker? You know,
Yeah,
it's like let's just
That's how
you
you know
know
the chicken's
skip
gonna
to
be
the end.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody else cares about this.
No, but attention's a pretty good drug.
It is.
Wait, why do you
That's
say
why
that?
these people end up with these platforms that they.
I never understood social media, and then when I started doing comedy, people were like, "Oh, you should post clips. You're supposed to post clips." And then I never understood like going viral and why these people were like constantly posting and like chasing it. I literally didn't understand that whatsoever. But I was told by people that I should post stuff. Then the second video I ever posted got like 500,000 views, and I was getting like I was watching my phone go with likes and comments, and I was like, oh, this is extremely addictive.
And you just feel that, yeah.
I'm like, yes, this is why people do it every single day. I'm like, oh, I understand, and then I had to stop. So I was like,
Yeah, no, like when my phone stops being a machine that reminds me when I'm technically a bad person because I'm ignoring my parents, and it starts being a machine that reminds me that there's over 100 people per day that like something that I did, that's dangerous. That's, you know?
yeah.
I think we're on Kyle's card. Unless you
we
had
are.
something to say about the attention thing.
No, attention's good.
Okay.
Or it's bad. Whatever y'all say.
Yeah. It's potent.
It's a classic middle child answer.
Do I ask this to someone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's how all the college cards work. at this point.
Okay. The thing ended. I'm coming back to Earth.
He's
It's
present.
funny. I tried to whisper that under my breath, and you're wearing headphones, so
Yeah.
it really just got through.
How bad was it in the end?
We'll see.
Okay.
I don't feel. I made a really risky move round one. So we'll
Did
see
it
if
pay off?
goes. We'll see.
Okay.
Risque. He said risque. He didn't say risque.
Yeah. He flashed the
Yeah.
coordinator.
I sent a sex to my ex. We'll see how it plays.
It's typing in the fantasy football group chat. I'm wet. just to see how that'll unfold.
Alec, we'll throw it to you. Who in the room, which includes Ani, is, because it probably will be her, is most prepared for an economic collapse? Money is useless. Who are you
Yeah.
taking?
Taylor's cat.
Least impacted
is it-
by the fall of American currency.
I hate to say, is it Taylor or Ani's cat?
That one's my cat. We each have one. She's got a
Ooh.
black
Okay.
cat that's somewhere else around. The one with the long fur is mine.
Yeah, I like that.
I
Like
it
the
too.
long fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, Alec, you saying the most equipped, because I think you've been operating under an economic collapse for the past 10, 15. You've
Yeah.
got lived experience in what? No, I'm just kidding.
You got a lot of
Hey.
good shirts.
No, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I should be most knowledgeable about
You're
it.
like if you during an economic collapse is like those people during COVID where it's like I've been socially quarantined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me during COVID.
Yeah. Classic WoW, gotta love it. Oh, is it okay, Taylor's turn.
Alec, complete
Yes.
the statement. If everyone was a little more like me,
Ooh.
what would be the consequence of everyone
Everyone
getting hit
just
with
a
a
little
30% more like Alec Ray?
I think that I would hope that there would be a lot more love and more caring for other people.
And also money would be useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you boost the gain on me and Kyle's mic, you'll see what it's 30% more Alec. We can see in real time what 30% being more like Alec. Just loud. No, I'm just kidding. I hate to
We
minimize you as a person.
cancel megaphones.
The megaphone industry collapses.
Yeah.
But
They get rid of the megaphone, but add another soapbox. So it's,
Yeah.
it's standing on top of two soapboxes, but get rid of the megaphone.
More love, taller stages, less amplification. Hell yeah.
elevator shoes become a thing.
Elevator shoes.
Elevator shoes?
What are elevator shoes?
Like
So it'd be
I
like
think they're
adjustable
boots that have
stilts?
like a layer
Yeah,
on
yeah.
them.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they make you taller.
I was
Like
thinking
that.
shoes you go into the elevator with.
That's what I was thinking too. I thought it was like house slippers, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Japan, they make you take your shoes off, but if you're getting in the elevator, they have to put a different type of shoes back on
Also-
to go up.
They
Okay.
play lounge jazz.
So they're you call them house slippers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, isn't the idea with slippers already that you're going to be wearing these around the house? Like,
Yeah, you
Why?
think it's the whole point.
If you were gonna modify slippers, wouldn't it be like these are my hiking slippers, right? Like that's the weird thing, like as opposed to just normal slippers.
So the house is redundant.
Yeah, just seems odd.
This is a bet.
Okay,
This is a bit, and the year is
Fair enough.
1981.
that'd be yeah, that'll be my
Oh, that's a deal.
House? You're already in your house.
If we all tried to write a joke on this, we get nothing. Alec could do 10.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, that is
100%. Curtis, I get you.
Okay. I'm loving this middle pile. Okay. I gotta go Alec on this. What is the inside of a bunny burrow like, according to your wildest imagination?
Hell yeah, brother.
This is an Alice in Wonderland themed.
Yeah. I hope it would be like that. Just you go
18
down
naked
and like
cowboys.
yeah. I hope I just see all the rabbits from everywhere and I just get to cuddle with them.
Roger, perhaps.
And, yeah.
All the rabbits. The rabbit that Lenny squished to death. He's
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with Roger.
I hope he's not there.
Jessica.
Pretty nice.
Call back.
But yeah, that'd be fun. I've never been in a pit. And
Bad
just,
Bunny, maybe. No, sorry.
Gross. But I've never been in a pit and just, got the opportunity to
Scope it
cuddle
out.
with rabbits.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that'd be
Yeah, why don't they have that at Deanna Rose? You know?
Yeah, imagine if it was Playmate of the Month, October 2013. My father used to live
Shout
at Deanna
out.
Rose Farmstead.
Really?
Yep.
Live at.
Yeah, you see,
Deanna
you know
Rose
when
Farmstead.
in the entrance they have the little barn that's got the little under
Sure.
carriage you walk through. Above that is a loft space,
Hmm.
and he got a job there in the 90s, I believe, and he had to feed and take care of the animals like
And you live on site?
like on off hours, and payment was you got to live in the loft, so he lived there
Huh.
for like a year or two.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of good prairie dogs out of that place.
My mind is so corrupted that when somebody says prairie dog, at first I don't think of the animal. I think of
Prairie dogging?
having a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breach. Yeah, that's what I think of.
Wait, no. I'm gonna change. Do the number one this.
I like how this
Orange.
started as somebody clearly drawing a swastika as a joke, and then like got about here and was like, "Never mind,
Yeah,
guys,
the card was
it's a
taken
pattern."
from them, and
Yeah,
and
we
someone
should-
else with
can we
a
show the
slightly
camera?
differently purple.
Yeah, that was clearly the start of a swastika that somebody.
Accidentally, yeah, they were trying to figure out a logo, and they were like, well, that won't work.
Yeah, all
Maybe
my
we'll
all
just
my
make
swastikas
these-
are accidental.
Dang. I'm kind of interested in
what Kanye said.
everybody's opinion on this.
You
but,
could ask the room.
Yeah, that's the room.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can make
sweet.
an exception.
Okay, I will do that. Ani, you're bringing out a lot of stuff. I like this. Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's what these sticks are actually for. We've got a brief interlude
Really? I
before
thought
Alec
this was a
asks his
sounding rod.
question. You know, it is, but it's multifaceted. These are to stab these chocolate-filled marshmallows
Ooh.
with.
Ooh.
that
Really?
we will roast on this.
Holy cow, God is doing
Open
great
flame.
things.
Oh, you might want to get that a little deeper on the. That's gonna
Wait,
fall.
hold
in.
on. So okay,
it's
but
definitely-
okay, I'll do this later. But okay, so a question for the room. The first time, even Ani, the first time you fell in love with comedy.
Okay. Well, if the whole room has to, we also have to hear your answer, Alec.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just a whole table of comics. When did we fall in love with comedy?
I
Holy
would
shit.
say I liked comedy a lot, but the first time I really became addicted to it / fell in love with it. It's funnily enough, the Tim Dillon Show.
Interesting.
Back when this is the early days, I would say it was about 2018, 2019.
How
Tim
did they
Dillon
do
Show. Oh, thank you, Taylor.
Oh,
Okay, good. I don't want to stab you. Yeah. 2018, 2019 Tim Dillon show was what made me be like, oh, this is funny to like a whole new level in my opinion, and like if I could make somebody laugh this much, this would be an enjoyable thing to do. So a podcast, not necessarily stand up, but I was that's what started me on like being obsessed with stand up and like watching more stand up.
Nice. That's really cool. Tim Dillon, 2018, 2019 era, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
Was that when Ben was still on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The porch episodes, the back ones, yeah. That era.
Ooh.
Shout
What
out.
about you, Kyle?
I'm trying to think. Because it's like
Hold on. Have you guys done this before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not with the chocolate-filled marshmallows, but there have been 2 other episodes where there's been an
Okay.
open flame on it.
I just want to make sure.
This is safety tested. Yeah, don't worry. If you're
Open
yeah.
flame edition.
But Kyle.
I'm trying to think because it is like comedy is the, I like it the most, I'm trying to think of the first time I fell in love with stand-up comedy. I don't know if this is like the first time I don't know. I just remember, I got really into stand-up my junior year, my summer going into my senior year of high school. Watched a lot of videos, and stand-up, obviously, it's massive now. It was very big back then, too. I mean, this was like, Netflix specials were really popping, but it's not, it's a third of what it was today, I would say. I mean, it's so big now.
What year?
This was 2018, 2019.
Gotcha. Taylor Tomlinson is just getting her first Netflix special.
That's exactly right. And that's how I judge comedy.
Yeah.
By Taylor Tomlinson.
Quarter-life crisis.
Yeah. But there was my first girlfriend and I one time sat down on her couch and watched John Mulaney. And she was like a big Mulaney fan. And like, I don't know if this is like the first time I love comedy or if this is just like a good memory I have. But I remember she was like she liked stand-up, she liked John Mulaney, and I remember she was like the first person that also was into stand-up like I was. And watching that special with her was very fun.
Is that the first time you fell in love?
Was it the first time you realized that you looked kind of like John Mulaney?
I don't think I look anything like him.
Okay.
No, it was not the first time I fell in love.
Okay.
Yeah. He has a golden doodle. It's about 8 years old.
It was a different time you fell in love.
Yeah, it was the third time actually.
Yeah.
The first time,
Was your priest?
no, it was.
They're called deacons where he's at.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't think I've ever. I don't know where I was going with that one. Taylor comedy, loving it. When you watch Taylor Tomlinson, quarter life.
Still doesn't love it.
So I
That's
had
his
this
answer.
iPod Touch that I inherited from my father. Not because he died, just because he got a new iPod Touch.
Carlos Mencia's albums.
And in my refractory periods between watching copious amounts of pornography on it at night, I would get on YouTube and look up whatever. And I think I was like 11 or something, and I'm fine. And I discovered Dave Chappelle's older specials from like the mid late 90s.
It's very brave of you to say.
It's not when I have to like reinforce his older stuff, guys. It's the cowardly way to say.
That's what made him.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was
a
what
few
I had
days
heard
ago.
like Bill Cosby as a kid, like and stuff. But I think those were the first 2 comics that I like came into contact with, and not gonna lie, not even as a flex, but Bill Cosby never saw the real big deal. But Dave Chappelle was pretty funny, and yeah, I was like, oh, this is actually really funny. I made the mistake of the next day pulling up YouTube on the family computer and calling my mom over to be like, hey, check out this really funny thing, and she wasn't a really big fan of his humor. So, yeah.
Floater boat.
No, not quite. It didn't purple her drink, so to speak. Ani, do you want to shout out the year that you fell in love with comedy?
Ani first saw me perform comedy in 20.
I was a comedic actor in high school and college.
These are really solid marshmallows.
Mushrooms?
These are.
Like, they're hard to melt the inside of.
Ani is like, I have something to tell you guys about the marshmallows.
Yeah, sorry. So how long ago was this?
2009.
Okay.
Wow.
Earliest, yeah.
So you just graduated college.
I just started high school.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Wow, that was mean. And when you say
2.5
you did,
stars.
Comedic acting, was just like theater roles, or you were in musicals?
I played a lot of comedic roles.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Theater.
Was that something that you like set out to do, or was it just like I got this part, and then that was kind of like they discussed you were actually
Did you get
pretty good at 'em,
typecast?
or-
Did you get
I-
typecasted?
I got into theater via music because I wanted to be a singer.
Gotcha.
Mm.
That seems like
They
the
told her
least,
she had
that
a
seems
voice
like the
for
least
comedy.
direct way to get into singing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was in musicals because my vocal professor said you should do this.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Humble brag. All right.
I like that.
Alec, when did you fall in love with comedy?
Lay it on us.
I think it was that time that I did go to Salt Lake. But I remember, like, growing up, I used to really love Dane Cook.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that a joke, or did you unironically enjoy
No,
Dane
it
Cook as a younger
was, but
person?
I thought I would get something.
We were trying not to
But
judge
Here's
you.
the
is
deal:
the
a
thing.
lot of people say they like Dane Cook growing up, so I truly thought that
Yeah.
you were just being very genuine.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
was. I did like Dane Cook. I remember, like, one of the first specials I ever watched, like, with one of my friends was, I think, Obsessed with by Jim Gaffigan. Yeah, it was like, I think one of his first specials or something. And then I grew up, like, watching Jeff Dunham too. And I was also in theater. So there was, like, I feel like there was multiple things throughout my life that, like, led me to this.
Somebody, I forget who it was. I was listening to a podcast, but they were saying when you do comedy, you figure out no matter what they've evolved into now, whether they like appear as like a more like jock personality or like a shut-in, whatever. You quickly find out that every single person you ever have done comedy with, they were a theater kid. No, it's like an eternal rule. Like I said, it doesn't matter how they appear. Walter Battle was a theater kid. Fucking Connor Don was a theater kid, probably.
No, he wasn't.
I know, but he's a little bit of an exception to the rule. But like Pat was, you wouldn't think Pat's a theater kid.
Pat was.
Somebody,
you?
Somebody said on the podcast that like
Oh,
every person
that's
that you're around, they might not look like it, but they were once a theater kid.
Interesting.
So that's what drew them to comedy. But
Freaks. You know?
yep, burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Find anything to say about it?
Freaks.
To the
and
marshmallow
geeks.
roasters with them, I say.
I wasn't a theater kid, but I did appear in a high school production of The Music Man. I will say that.
Can we turn that?
Censoring that a
Can we
little.
turn that down?
Yeah,
There's a dial that we turn.
Okay.
Alec
That's
is actually Martian Manhunter, and he's thinking of all of his ancestors.
This is his one weakness.
yeah.
That
So cool on the
was
picture, though. Okay.
okay.
That's a five. Hey, Ani's got 5 stars from me.
I think
That
Kyle
was
found the leader.
incredible.
I think Kyle just fell in love with comedy.
Andrew Tate's been real quiet since this happened.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
It
She's doing
wasn't
it
the
all.
video with the 14-year-old.
I'm
It was
with
this.
her.
It was this. That's good. No.
Who's Alec? That was your card, right? Or wait, no.
Oh,
Somebody,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yes, it
Kyle.
was. Because I asked everybody. Oh.
Did everybody answer? I don't want to skip anybody. I think we got the
I think
answers
we
for
all got
everybody.
answered,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, your turn.
Okay. Taylor, you haven't answered in a while.
Okay. I answered about the
Shut
fell
up.
in love with comedy. Okay.
When was the last time you were irritated/annoyed by someone you love? What?
Oh, fuck.
What was it for?
Oh, fuck. You know, it's really funny. I wondered today whether I would be asked this question on the podcast because I was hoping it wouldn't
Wow,
happen.
that's great, and I
Because
did it to
this,
you.
This card was
That's unfortunate.
this card was
He
written.
gave you marshmallows and everything.
He wine dined me, and I really backstabbed him.
This card was written by the
I
brightest.
wanted to die.
Okay. This card was written by
Yes,
the.
he did. misspoke.
Some would say if Taylor loved you, that this would be the last time that somebody he loved upset him or irritated him.
Lucky for me.
But it's easy for
Have it out.
Yeah, no. This card, yeah, it was created by the brightest point in my existence. I think with the express purpose of being the darkest point of my existence, because it's a weird thing. You don't like talking about when people annoy you. I don't think,
Especially when it's someone you love.
especially when it's someone that you love, but and especially when you're a neurotic asshole who gets annoyed by things that technically shouldn't annoy anybody. But I think it was this last Thursday. I've expressed on the podcast before that like the quickest way for me to get pissed off, legitimately or no, is for if somebody says, "Hey, do you want this thing to happen?" And I go like, yeah, I want that thing to happen. They're like, okay, that thing will happen. And then later they come back and they're like, hey, remember that thing that I asked if you wanted to happen? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, that's not going to happen anymore. And I'll just be like, oh, okay. Well, then what was the point of any of this? Why you could have just never told me about this and everything would have been fine. My birthday was last Thursday and there were just parts of the, listen.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. About a third into my birthday, I started having to kind of repeat the mantra in my head of, okay, you're the last person that your birthday is about. Okay, listen, this is more about the people in your life who want to show appreciation of you than it is about you. So just let's just let these people get done with doing what they feel like this day needs to be, and then you can be older later, you know. But yeah, it was just
That
a bit
sucks to
of.
hear.
I was supposed to see Alien Romulus Thursday, and it didn't happen.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good
Yep.
movie. There's this new movie called Alien Romulus. I saw it Monday
They're coming up through the border.
or
the
Tuesday.
Romuli.
I saw it last week early, and then I was like, "Oh, this is the best movie I've ever seen. Best movie I've ever seen." And my lovely wife was like, "Oh, I'll go see it with you then, maybe on your birthday." And I was like, "Oh, that'd be really cool." And they were like, "Oh, actually, there's this errand that needs ran on your birthday, and it's going to cut into the time. Maybe we can't see the movie." I was like, oh, "Okay, that's fine." But yeah, that's the end of the card. How are you?
I'm good.
You get annoyed by people you love very often, Kyle?
I do.
Yeah.
I try not to. My family.
I know, right?
It's funny because
Yeah.
I feel like I go out into the world and people are like, you know what, that guy seems generally pretty happy,
Yeah.
pretty even keel. I go home. People are like, that's the moodiest person I've ever met. Kyle, what an asshole. You never know who he's going to be. He's a wild card and a joker. And so I think it's them. And I think that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But no, I get
Because as soon as you get away from them, you're very happy.
exactly. It's a euphoric joy I experience leaving the garage. And
You're like
coming
Rick
home.
from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
If you have context of meeting Kyle Stanley, this is even funnier.
Yeah, my family's great, but
That's
much
pretty
more real. So. No, they are. They're good. But yeah, I do get annoyed pretty often.
What's the thing that annoys you the most? Like what
You know what?
mechanically?
I don't know what
how
annoys
do
me
your
the
gears
most,
get
but
ground?
I'm thinking of an instance because
Okay.
we went on a road
Yeah,
trip.
let's go.
We went on a road trip recently, and then I also had to move my brother into Wichita, and having to stop every 2 hours to pee. I'm a person, if we're on I'm stopping literally the minimum amount of times. I will not drink water at all on the road. Like, I go until the gas is 10 miles to empty. We fill up. We go right back, and that's... And my father and my mom, too, they both have to pee a lot. And then they also... Here's the thing about my dad. My dad is a classic dad thing.
He's
where
going through menopause.
He's going through menopause. And he does this thing where he's like, he finds like the one thing you like, and then he's like, okay, he likes this, and I know this about him.
Yeah.
So we went to Buc-ee's once, right? And
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, what a crazy one. This is cool, Buc-ee's. And so now he's like, oh, we're going on a road trip? Let's stop at as many Buc-ee's as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And it's like his way of being like, look, I listen and let's go to Buc-ee's. But then it's also like, it takes 10 minutes to get into a Buc-ee's because it's always backed up because it's the most packed place on earth. It's a massive gas station. Every time we stop, people are like, oh, what do I want? Well, it's kind of like you add like 2 hours onto a trip when
This sounds like okay. I've never been to a Buc-ee's. It sounds like a Chuck E. Cheese type place until you said it was a gas station. What?
okay,
It's a
dude,
convenience store.
Buc-ee's
Convenience store.
is
You don't
And
have a microphone.
This is someone. This is coming from someone who works at a gas station. And
Okay.
when I walked into my first, I wanted to hate it so much. And I walked out of my Buc-ee's. If I walked into that Buc-ee's a Christian, I walked out a Islamic terrorist.
This sounds like me going to church. Yeah.
Buc-ee's, it's a gas station.
It's a way of life.
Everything about it is so crazy. It's one of the most efficient places on earth. They pay employees unbelievable. The prices, for the most part, food gets a little more, but their price, it's like you're buying Gatorade at Walmart prices.
Oh yeah.
You can also buy kayaks and grills, which is insane. You
Nice.
look along the side of the store. You know how every gas station has ice outside the store?
Yeah.
They have 25 to 30 things of ice, and they're like $2 for a 20-pound bag. It's
Hell yeah.
crazy.
It's like the Shields of gas stations.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and here's the deal.
Is that like Costco?
It is, and it's as
Okay.
busy as all get out. It's so packed in there.
Yeah.
But I do like Buc-ee's.
Hell yeah.
I'll,
brother.
I'll be the first to say it, and I really didn't want to like it.
His family doesn't even think he's moody when they're in there. It's crazy.
Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
but not in excess. In moderation.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I did that whole thing. I hate when we stop it, but what do you think about Buc-ee's? It's a wonderland. I am the asshole.
Favorite thing to get from a Buc-ee's? What was your favorite thing you acquired from a Buc-ee's?
Okay, so they have a XXL brisket sandwich, right? And you think that that's going to be the best thing because brisket's my favorite form of meat possible, but it's chopped, so you have to get the sliced brisket sandwich, and I've learned that now. The sliced brisket sandwich is very good. The sauce is not unbelievable. It's like a vinegar base, but it's still pretty good, and the brisket's really good.
Better than that fucking chopped brisket sandwich.
It is. I wanted to like the XXL just because I like liking like
I like liking.
I like liking like a Krispy Kreme hamburger. Like I want to like something that's so American
Yeah.
and asinine and unbelievable. And so
Yeah.
I like the idea of literally a 1 pound
Yeah.
sandwich of just brisket.
Mhm.
but it's not as good as
Just
the
not it.
sliced.
It's
Is
just
it like
not it.
chopped cheese?
No, I mean it's just brisket.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's brisket, barbecue sauce. That's it.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Curtis,
Yes.
describe the first time that you theorized death.
So the year was what do I want to say? I'm going to say around 2007, 2008.
Okay.
I can look this up exactly. When did the game Call of Duty World at War come out?
Keep going.
They have a respawn feature.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was playing Call of Duty World at War with my dad, and he said, "You know, son, sometimes you don't respawn.
Sometimes.
In real life, there are no respawns."
He said that to you?
No, I'm just being,
Aw.
I don't know. The first time I theorized.
I mean, your
death-
dad was in the military. Did you
Yeah.
not think about that, or?
Oh, I mean, I didn't theorize death at this point. I mean,
2008.
okay, 2000. My dad was deployed in Iraq in 2003, and I was 3 years old. But I knew what war was, but I think from my exposure to Call of Duty, I know for a fact that I thought that wars happened in a day. I thought like they brought their guys, we brought our guys. We kind of met at a place.
You have a team deathmatch.
12 hours. That's it.
It was. I thought the Iraq War was gonna be like the Outsiders, where like we pulled out pocket knives and we fucking poked each other, and yeah. So I was confused as why he was gonna be gone for a year.
Well, he's got to go train.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. I thought I was like wars happened in a day. Like I thought the Civil War was like they met on that day,
Yeah.
and that was the war.
It's like a McGregor fight.
yeah, exactly.
Like Friday. The
Yeah, it's
12th,
like UFC
going down.
312.
Yeah.
It's at Madison Square Garden. No, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't really understand it. Theorized death. I don't know. I've never really had a problem with death. Like I feel like even early on when I knew, I was like, oh, people die. Like I was like sad about it, but it didn't really like fuck me up like that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. It wasn't if the first time I theorized death was not an impactful moment for me. I don't think.
In the words of Lord, I don't really think about death.
Is that a Lord song?
It's all right if you do. It's fine. Even. Yeah, it's a Lord song.
Okay.
Curtis, I think it's your card.
Okay.
Run up a hill. I don't know. Is that a Lord's song?
No.
Kyle,
It's Kate Bush.
do opposites attract, and how do you know?
Do opposites attract?
The root of this question is: do you like Paula Abdul?
Opposites attract. I'd say for the most part, yes.
How do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I would say opposites attract because it's sometimes when you're a more domineering figure or you're more talkative, it's nice to have a partner that's quiet, lets you play that role. And sometimes when you're a little more introverted, it's nice to be around extroverted energy because it kind of brings that out of you a little bit.
Here's a hot take. I thought about this for all of 15 seconds.
Let's go.
I feel like opposites attract if you're insecure. If you're secure, I feel like I like things that are like me.
It's like I like yapping. I like yapping over someone while they yap over me. You know?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like if I'm insecure about that, then I want somebody to be quiet.
True.
But if I'm like secure, if I like myself,
This is an
like
interesting
if
theory.
if I like myself, I would want somebody like me because I like me.
Yeah.
But if I don't like myself, I want somebody nothing like me.
Right. Well, that's why insecure people are like, you got to figure that shit out eventually. Because like, then you get into relationships with people that are very not like you, and throughout the relationship, you become more like each other.
Yeah.
And then you start hating each other because now you're like each other.
I had like I had the thing happen where I was like, I didn't know. I thought I was very secure, and then I started, maybe not being in relationships, but being around more people, being more social, what is it called? Like platonically,
Polyamory.
Platonically and non-platonically.
Yeah.
And I realized I was way more insecure than I thought. Like I was insecure about things that I didn't know about until I was in more
So you
social
leave
situations.
the cave.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, like you don't.
Platonic.
I don't
That was
like.
awesome.
I don't like. You don't. Sometimes you don't realize the things you don't like about yourself until
Yeah.
they're shown under the light.
Until you see him on somebody.
Yeah.
Or until somebody sees him on you.
Yeah. So I would say if you like yourself, you actually like people. I don't know. I like people that
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily like, ooh, they're nothing like me. That's cool. I don't know. But I'm
But-
also pretty secure as a person.
Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying.
Just a theory.
Yeah, it's a theory.
I don't know how to prove
It's a
it.
theory.
It's not.
Comment below. You look like you look very Gryffindorian with that.
Taylor,
Yeah.
people can show their love to me by.
Subscribing to the podcast. Everybody comment down below how much you love the podcast.
Yeah. Subscribe to the podcast and then never watch it. That's the ideal. That's the just follow that Patreon and leave me alone. People can show their love to me by I don't know. By hearting my Instagrams, by laugh reacting to my Facebook posts, by telling people to shut up when they tell me to shut up. You know?
Wait, don't you have Maggie?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be
Yeah, she likes my Instagram
scrambling
posts.
around in your mind?
Yeah, she likes my Instagram posts.
Booyah.
She tells people to shut up when they tell me to shut up. It's good. It's fun.
Okay.
It's good. Kyle, I believe it is your
Okay.
turn to draw.
Okay. A lot of pressure here.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
What's this one do?
First date questions that one might
What's this
ask on a
one do?
first date. They're very out of pocket. Those are bests cards. Questions about the best of things.
What's that one?
Firsts cards. Questions about the first of things.
I should have known that one.
That's all good. I mean, it looks like the bests cards, really. It says number one, not first.
I don't know who to ask this to. So
Nice.
let's just throw it out, and whoever wants to
Okay, let's go.
jump on this piranha. What was the best day of the past week, and what made it so?
Last Thursday was pretty good.
What made it so?
People were trying to make it good. They were succeeding particularly, but like the thought of like, oh, these people
It was your
care
birthday.
about the state of this day. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
That was fun for you.
Yeah, can be.
Not
It
as
was
fun
at
as
points.
Alien Romulus, but it's a close second.
I don't have one that's within the past week.
But you got one slightly outside. You could break the rules.
Okay. I went to the Childish Gambino concert.
That'll
Okay.
do it.
Life changed.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like a freaking rave.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. It had like all these light things just bouncing off, and it was fucking crazy.
For someone who says nobody gives a fuck, he sure put a lot of intention into that concert, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he loves what he does, so he has to.
Yeah. Atlanta, great show.
That was a great show. But it was
that's
a
your city,
life-changing experience.
Anybody else? I don't have anything. I don't know about my life.
You don't have a day?
No, nothing
Your week sucked.
crazy. Well, like nothing sticks out to be like, oh yeah, that was a good.
Normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
Nice.
Yep.
What is generally the best day out of your week? Like,
I'd say Thursdays.
yeah?
Thursdays are usually the best. It's I have Thursdays and Fridays off, so it's the start of my weekend
Cool.
generally, and it's
Yeah.
also the day that me and Connor record our podcast, and
Hell
it's
yeah.
the day that we go to the comedy club. And hang
Riff
out with
City.
a
Go
ton of
check it out.
friends.
Spotify, YouTube. Riff City.
So not only do I not work on Thursdays, but I get to see all my friends mostly. So
Nice.
it's a good day.
Hell
You
yeah.
guys have like a core childhood memory that like you remember that's like really good?
Oh, that's like
Core
really
childhood
good.
memory that's really good.
One time I accepted Jesus Christ into my heart.
How old were you?
I think I was like 6.
Oh, yeah.
He had a holy bath. He was
You had a house?
No.
Okay.
I was at my
Baptism
house.
spectrum.
I didn't get baptized till I was like 17, so who knows if it counted.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Core
Remember-
childhood memory that's
Were you
really good.
sprinkled or dunked?
Remember field day was
Dunked.
pretty cool.
Nice.
Elementary
That
school,
was-
load of
pretty
field
cool.
day.
Yeah.
What were you?
What?
What were you?
Poured. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was a baby.
yeah you were.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Baby Taylor.
Slept a lot.
0 stars. That's what I'd give
A lot
it.
of sleeping.
0 stars.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen my act.
You don't know if I've seen your act?
I was trying to make a pedophile joke.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like my act, it didn't cry.
Clowns.
Kyle's a big pedo.
That's the clip.
Clap it.
Clap it.
Whose turn is it?
Taylor's.
Probably mine. Yeah. That's
Mhm.
usually when things are bogging down. No.
Oh,
Do. Okay. Okay. Kyle, you've probably got the most guidelines for this. Structured. Blah blah blah. What are characteristics of a good marriage? These are questions you might ask on a
That-
first date.
Curtis would have crushed this question.
Would
I don't know. Aren't your parents like
Heavy?
the happiest people? I tell you, I go
Yeah.
over to Curtis's house.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what it is.
Cool.
It's I go in. There's like there's like a Febreze scent. I don't know if they use but it's a nice scent. I walk into the kitchen.
They do use Febreze, Curtis?
His mom is like pulling an apple pie out of the oven.
Oh, yeah.
Dogs are scurrying about. There's like the sisters are there. Curtis is there. His dad will come in from the back. Like, I just got a letter in the mail. We're citizens of the year. That's what. This is like an average day in Curtis Braxfield's house.
No wonder nothing stuck out as the best day of the week last week.
It's not that
I would
mean,
say my
It's just a giant serotonin-filled blur.
I say that not because like my house is great, obviously, but
Aside from being told that
I'm
you're
more
moody.
joking, but it is it is just very.
I like that you said that on the podcast to put that on the record because I try to tell people.
It's
I say my parents are like the best people I've ever met in my life. Like they're very
Yeah.
loving. I've never seen. My parents have been married exactly as long as I have been born. They got married 2 days after I was born.
Okay.
I've never seen them ever fight for more than maybe 30 seconds.
Damn.
that's insane.
They're very laughable. They like clearly love each other a lot, but
Yeah.
also still love us. It's not like the thing where like they love each other and they don't like their kids. Like
Yeah.
love them. They love their relationship. They like us. Everything. I don't know. I feel very like I'm like I try to tell
Sick
people
of-
how cool they are, and then like people are like, yeah, I bet your parents are cool, and I'm like, no, meet them. They're like the best, and people do, and I don't know. I'm very lucky in that way, but I would say generally, if I had to answer this question, characteristics of a good marriage, obviously liking each other, but I've noticed that I'm going to say a good marriage is like a good relationship. I'm counting them as the same thing. Generally, when I have things that like I preconceive that if somebody I wouldn't like that about a person. Usually, when I like somebody a lot, even if they do things that I would normally not like,
Those become the things that stick out as
They
things you
don't-
like about them.
not even things I like about them, they don't bother me. Or
Yeah.
like I try to find ways to justify that. I'm like, I don't like
Right.
it normally when somebody does, but when you do it, it's a little bit. But you know, when I find myself trying to make justifications, or
That's how you
like,
can tell.
or like I like even if they did something I normally would really not like, if
Right.
it doesn't bother me at all, I'm like, oh, I must really like them because it really didn't affect how I view them at all.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. But no, my parents are great. They should be put in a lab.
Alec, you want to pitch in?
You know, what makes a good marriage, Al?
Prenuptial agreement.
Do you know if your parents got a prenup, Curtis?
They do not. For
Gotcha.
sure, they do not.
I would definitely say patient
Hmm.
would be a big one.
How many?
But definitely patient and understanding. I feel like my dad and my stepmom I've never seen them fight or anything, and I feel like they have similar like life goals. So they really gel well with each other. I think that would be probably something.
Shared interests.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Curtis, I think it's your card.
Okay.
Do one more round around the table.
Curtis Middlepile, that's what they call me.
Wrapping up.
Okay. I'm going to go... I'd say we can all answer, or you guys all can answer. I don't want to answer. Which celebrity might actually make a good politician?
I think P. Diddy would fit in pretty well. Get the hang of things pretty quick.
I would say Mark Cuban.
I think that's not a bad
Yeah.
answer.
Would
Put me on
also
that.
acclimate quickly.
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like business might be one of the most. Actually, that's not. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna.
Who'd you
stop-
vote for in 2016,
Stop
Curtis?
myself for saying this, but I'm saying it's more of a meritocracy than like I feel like looking like an attractive person, like acting. You could get far at in acting just because you look a certain way.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I feel like I would say I'm not gonna say business is entirely meritocracy. Obviously, there's things like fucking nepotism in business too, but I feel like it's more of a measurement of like some sort of cognitive ability.
And if you're
Like singing.
you can do business, you're okay with being an ass. Like if you're gonna be the president, you're gonna have people are not. Some people are, and you have to be okay with
Well, you have
that.
to manage people. Like if you own a business, you've managed multiple.
Yeah.
Bob Ross probably wouldn't fare well
No.
in the Senate. You know.
Most celebrities need people to like them,
Yeah.
and that's not gonna.
Yeah.
True. What a good point. I didn't think about that.
The
lot of
Achilles
people-
heel of Ryan Reynolds' campaign. You know. Yeah.
A lot of people want The Rock to run.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun idea, but then you think of like The Rock being like, abortion's tough. 8 weeks. I feel like that's pretty. And then you're like, well, I don't like The Rock as much anymore. So I don't think The Rock should run.
Yeah, the reason why you like a lot of celebrities is because they've been trained to be as likable as possible and
Yeah.
not say anything that would upset anybody. Yeah.
Strategic use of a platform.
Yeah, I would say Lana Del Rey.
Hell yeah, brother.
um,
Chemtrails over the White House. Yeah.
I would say which celebrity might be actually a good politician? The one that wants to be a good politician.
Yeah. That's fun. Alec, you've been very quiet during this.
I would say Keanu
Oh,
Reeves.
Alec Jones.
Nice. Alex Jones.
Yeah.
How could I forget? Keanu Reeves.
That'd be pretty
Yeah.
He was one that came to mind, but I feel like he's so
Another
he
one of
doesn't
those
say
ageless
anything
vampires,
ever
yeah.
almost.
He's so chill.
Like people like
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves because he gives people hugs. Like he's
Yeah.
never said anything that I've been like, wow, so insightful, Keanu.
I mean, that's why people liked Clinton, right?
I guess good thing about Keanu, he can dodge bullets.
True.
But so can our former president.
Ah.
Trump 2024.
Something to consider.
Like Keanu, but better.
November's right around the corner.
I feel like
It's like The Matrix. Why don't we get a sequel?
I feel like he chimes in.
Yeah.
Does he? I mean,
When
I'm
he
not,
needs
I'm
to.
not as clued into the Keanuverse.
Hey, he told us
Yeah.
to be excellent to one another a while back, you know?
Oh wait, didn't you say what did he say at the Xbox conference? Games
By
are
Cyberpunk 2077.
no, he was like games are beautiful or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Alec, I think it's your card.
Sweet. Awesome.
Best card.
Okay.
If people didn't, sorry,
Hmm?
you can read that for a second. But people didn't people love Keanu because at like the Xbox conference, somebody was like, "I love you," and he was like, "I love you."
Yeah.
And that's like okay. I'm like,
How can you hate that?
He was just ripping off Megamind.
yeah, I'm not thinking like,
Because
man,
he was
that
just
guy.
ripping off Megamind.
I'm like that guy will create a good budget. I'm not like, I don't think that because he loves people. I don't know.
Yeah.
got a penny
I guess
plan.
I guess he wouldn't be the best with like how our country is currently run, but like
If we had like a
You know,
You're
it's
saying he
system,
would be a good unifier.
yeah, he
in
would be
that
a good
aspect, he would
unifier.
be a
Like
good
he
president.
is good. Why Mark Cuban would like he would be the opposite of Mark Cuban.
Like
Why-
a great reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less technically skilled, but
could you say he'd have a project that he'd like to implement in 2025? But I think so. If we had like a British system where we had like a little fake monarchy that was like kind of symbolic, he
yeah.
would be like the queen essentially or the king, and then we'd have like a real government that's
Yeah.
actually running things. But he'd be
this
like,
is why I'm pro monarchy. A lot of people aren't. This is why. This is quote me.
so young Sheldon could be the face, but behind that we can have a functional democracy.
We can have a demigod, please. That's what I like about politics.
Sorry to interrupt you, Alec.
Okay, Alec, let's get to the card.
Kyle. Best way to woo a woman.
Oh man. I don't know. It's tough.
take
We're just walking by. You
5
go,
loaves
"Woo!"
yeah.
and 2 fish.
I don't know. Here's the deal. Wooing a woman. You gotta be. You just gotta be. You gotta be confident. That's
Gotcha.
one. You gotta be confident in who you are. They'll feed off that. Number 2, you gotta be kind.
Mm.
At least this. Some people probably don't, but like in general, you need a kind person. That's a good thing. So you gotta be confident. You gotta be kind. And then I feel like there's a third element to wooing people.
Wear a really big hat. You got a peacock.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
You got to have a
Okay,
subscription to
so-
Peacock so that you can watch The Office.
Yeah, you gotta have a line that's like you gotta be mysterious, kinda. You have to be like,
Enigmatic.
would you like to go out? What about Thursday?
Oh, I am aroused right there.
Yeah,
That should be the clip. That should be the clip.
No.
You wanna go out?
No. I was going somewhere. My brain slot. She's like, Friday's no good. What about Thursday? He's like, I can't do Thursday. And like you could like allude to the fact that you're like kind of like a Batman-esque figure.
Yeah.
And she could be like, I don't really know about this guy.
You're like,
Kinda
during the day? I can't do during the day.
I like his. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know about the whole crime-fighting billionaire. I don't know what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. You gotta be a confident, kind
yourself.
guy. Who's,
You got to be Batman. You got to be a confident, kind guy who is secretly Batman.
Whatever Pat McCarthy is, you gotta be
I'm
that.
about to say, be yourself until you realize that you are not what she wants, and then change your personality to be whatever she's trying to get, and then trap her in a relationship, and then show her your true face,
Yeah.
and then those are the ones that last.
And then when she's like, why have you changed? You can say, well, technically you saw my true face at the beginning of this before you said you didn't want that. And then I changed into what you did want
Yes.
instead. So technically I didn't really lie to you.
True.
You lied to you through me.
You lied to yourself.
You manipulative bitch. No, I'm kidding.
That's so funny that you changed as a person. She's like, you lied to me. It's like, no, you lied to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate gaslight.
Alright,
Kyle.
rounding the bases, so I'll choose the flag.
Last card of the night.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
All right, love means never having to say let's get a good one. Love means never having to say.
Can I answer?
Curtis,
Only if it's like really good.
what's yours?
Love means never having to explain. There's this phenomenon with blue whales where there's a group of blue whales that they don't, even though they're both blue whales, they speak a different language, and that they'll just never get along. And all humans have a little bit of blue whale in them, and it's at its most primal level. Racism will always exist, and no matter how much you try to fight it,
I've got one too.
never having to explain that. That would be good.
Love means never having to say the N-word.
Love means never having to say.
Blue whale?
I don't know. But it's a good card, and I'm glad we got blue whale.
Love means never having to say, "Do you want to get McDonald's?" Because you know the answer is yes. Let's just go.
It's more like obesity.
That's, yeah. Obesity means never having to say.
And what is obesity if not love? Love for food, love for calories.
It's confident, kind,
Huge
and enigmatic.
Fat stomachs. Just big legs.
love. There's people that eat McDonald's that aren't fat.
Yeah. Fucking
Jared from Subway.
marathon runners.
Say it again.
Love means never having to say.
You're on your own on this one.
What a good answer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's it, folks.
I was being racist. I was being fat phobic. You come out with a genuinely nice, insightful answer. Thank you, Alec. Thank you for bringing some levity to this podcast.
Alec Mertz, ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen.
Chris.
Tip him well. Tip him well. Comment below.
Yep.
MVP, Zani,
subscribe to
and
the
Alec.
Patreon.
MVP.
Yeah.
MVP.
Oh, we're rounding out our episode. We're gonna be outroing through 9/11, which is the end of all things, including this. If we're gonna go on I'm gonna play ukulele, and we're gonna go in a circle around the table, and each of you take about 30 seconds of the audience's time to direct their attention toward anything you'd like it directed toward. Plug maybe a thing while you sum up your experiences and give your warm, caring, confident regards and love to the people.
Wow, what a good time to be here. Thank you guys for having me. I'm Curtis Braxton. This has been an episode of For All the Marbles. I believe my third or fourth appearance. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a great time. If you liked anything I said, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Curtis Braxton. That's really the only social media that I use consistently. I'm a stand-up comedian. You can see me tell jokes. I usually post when I have shows on there. If not, I also have a podcast with my best friend Connor Don. It's called Riff City. And you can check us out on podcast platforms, YouTube, Spotify, stuff like that. That was a good time being here. Thank you.
I'm Alec Mertz. I do life. I live life. You can catch me at the Comedy Club of Kansas City on Thursdays and Tuesdays. Love life and appreciate it. It's short. So do that. Yeah, life's beautiful. Enjoy the small things.
It was a good podcast. Taylor and Ani, thank you for having me on and feeding us. I had a good time. My name's Kyle Cumberland. I do stand up in Kansas City. So if you want to see a show, I might be on it.
Check them out at the Fountain City Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Spay and neuter your friends. Everybody have a good time. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Thanks for coming on.
Sweet.
Whoa!
Over the week, think about love and racism.
You nail that every time?
Nope.
No. Man, then this was a good one then.
It's getting better. It's getting
That's
better.
dope.
The ratio's improving.
You know, at one point